This video contains gratuitous use of profanity
and uncomfortable pauses to compensate for lack of professionalism and original thought.
Viewer discretion advised.
Oh shit! Mud shark? You're not a mud shark. You're barely even a fish.
This is a Pink Podcast.
This is fucked up.
What about you? They're actually podcasts out of Philadelphia.
Who knows who invites you radio?
Where's John Di Caprio? Did he ask about me?
Fuck Carl! He's effectively done in this business. On the podcast, catching people like Dr. Mingo.
So I'm a dumb guy.
I'm hoping John Di Caprio is, but...
Take your fucking bra off, Aaron!
Like, let me guess, does he attack everyone?
I'm gonna be yelling at him the whole time tonight. Your show sucks!
Howdy, howdy, howdy. Let's see. Can you even fucking hear me? This is gonna be a catastrophe. No, I'm just kidding. I've been planning all this. Let's make sure it's good. Let's make sure it's good. There it is. We're off to an epic start tonight. How's everyone doing? Welcome in to the show. I spent so much time, and by so much time I mean approximately 67 minutes and 32 seconds to be exact, working on all the errors and mishaps from the other night. But nonetheless, we are back. We're better than ever. You know the whole ordeal, the whole spiel. We're back in the bunker. We're doing it. Something like that. Don't know why I can't hear anything that loudly. Hope it sounds good coming out the other side. My headphones cranked at 10. I plugged in all the way. I don't know what the fuck is going on. Anyway, you don't come here for headphone problems. Cumias Lackeys is what we're going to be discussing here tonight. The Lackeys of Tony Cumia. They're growing at a rapid pace ever since Cumia's return to AM radio, which is, amazing. In 2025, people still striving to get on AM radio. I mean, it truly is epic. Shout out to Cumia, really crushing it as of late. I mean, seriously, who wouldn't want to be on AM radio? I'll tell you who wants to be on, well, he doesn't want to be on PM radio, and that's Steeltoe Morning Show's Aaron Imholte. Allegedly, he got a deal, which we're going to listen to a clip later on in this show. We're actually going to cut over to Aaron, because this is Aaron's time he broadcasts. Since we've been away here the last couple of weeks, Aaron has moved up his time from 8 Eastern to 7 Eastern time. It's 6 Central, so we're going to check in with good old Aaron. But allegedly, Aaron had gotten this deal, which I thought to be insane. Allegedly, he had a radio gig about I think he said in 2023. So this summer will be 2 years to the date that Aaron has had this deal on the table, been sitting on the table. And allegedly, as the story goes, as the fable goes, the legend has it, is that Aaron Imholte from STMS, Steeltoe Morning Show, has turned down this radio gig. Now, it seems a bit nuts. It seems a bit uncharacteristic for somebody like Aaron, who it's his life's mission. It's his life's goal. No pun intended, or all pun intended. I don't know. To get back on radio. So to turn down a radio deal seems a bit nuts. So we're going to listen to his explanation coming up here in a little bit. We're also going to, like I mentioned, Cumias Lackeys. You could put Aaron into that category as a lackey of Cumia. And yes, I think, who was it? Nasty motherfucking Neil. Nasty Neil was asking, is this the Cumia's Cuck spinoff show? No. It's not. This is Cumias Lackeys. This is the new sheriff in town. Now, I don't know what this is. It just made sense in the moment. Because what I've been watching, Nasty Neil, and everyone else at home, I mean, you've probably been seeing it. I mean, if you haven't, I'll fill you in. But I mean, we've come to know Carl from Who Are These podcasts over the last year and a half. I mean, I told him he was effectively done in this business. To which, I don't know, I think it changed his trajectory forever. He's gotten more gayer, more smilier, all around, just more nerdier, really. He clings on to, I mean, odd people like Shuley over there at the Shuley Network, a.k.a. the Pedo Network. If you people don't know, the Producer Yusho story, go back in the archives and catch yourselves up, because we're not going to be doing that here tonight. But so we've known Carl to be one of these lackeys of Cumia. I mean, he really praises the ground the guy walks on. If it were up to Carl would probably suck the shit out of Anthony's fucking fart box, and that's just a fact. He's obsessed with Cumia. It's insane. It really is insane to me. And much like these other guys, and we're watching it come into, I guess, full circle with Patrick Melton, somebody I mean, I never thought he'd be a Cumia lackey, but then again, you know, nothing that giant flabby man. Flabby? Nothing that he does and surprises me anymore. So we've seen now over the better part of 2 weeks, Melton really going after Opie and doing his best Opie impression, and it's really killer. If you haven't seen Patrick Melton's Opie impression, I highly advise every one of you here tonight, or if you're watching back this video at a different time, go and check out Patrick Melton's Opie impression. It's as far as impressions go, it's probably a 10 out of 10. Seriously. Or an 8.7 out of 10. I mean, which way you want to chop it up as being the best. It's killer. It's fucking killer. Now, on the last show, which is members only, so go check it out, we had kind of gotten into the reasons why, or the main reason why, and at first I thought really just money was the motivation, because that's the motivation that for everything Melton does. It's money. It's cash. Cold, hard cash. And that's the reason why he was trying to really get in Cumia's good graces. And not to mention, you know, all the people he hangs out with, I mean, they really worship Cumia. So it would behoove him not to be Team Cumia all the way. But by proxy, doesn't that make Melton kind of Team Toe in a weird way? Because Aaron, I mean, worships the ground, or at least he did. Excuse me. So it's kind of like it's kind of weird the events that have transpired. But now, as of late, any chance Melton has to throw Cumia his flowers, he does, and it's very bizarre. We're going to be taking a listen and a watch to a couple clips coming up here on tonight's program. So welcome in. Like I said, I want to jump right into Steeltoe because he's live now. We have a couple other things we're going to be doing tonight. Pat Dixon. I got to say, Pat Dixon, a guy who I really despised, kind of adrift in, broadcasting as a whole. As of late, I think has really come around and seen the light of day. So I want to give a shout out to Pat Dixon, Patterall Dixon. You guys know him? He was banished to Rumble, much like a lot of other people in and around this universe, banished to the Rumble lands. But as of late, I saw a clip pop onto my screen the other day, and it's Patterall Dixon, Mr. Pat, I guess, in the flesh, discussing his distaste and disdain for Melton. And Pat, look, it's like something we tried telling Pat Dixon, 2 years ago. But he didn't want to listen. He wanted to follow the way of Melton. And look where that got you. But, we can't, I'm not going to sit there and hold a grudge on anybody. Everyone has a different journey. That's what I've always said. The main thing is, as long as they get to the side in which we are on, then everything's all good. So we'll be taking a look at that and a couple of Chad Zumock-isms here to start the show. Or after we watch let's see what Steeltoe's up to. Good old Aaron Imholte. Let's see what he's doing. He's getting a new studio this week, which, I couldn't be any more stoked. I couldn't be any more fucking excited. It feels like Christmas. This is a reason why, I do this, to watch for new studio launches. And this is going to be a state-of-the-art studio. Steeltoe, the guy makes like 10 bands a month. He pays the bare minimum in child support. He pays about, maybe $750 a month in child support. He probably has, barely has any bills that he has to really keep up on. So, he's pretty much netting like $7K. The studio, my point is, the studio is probably going to be so good. He's talking about new cameras, 4K cameras. He's talking about signs. He's talking about backdrops and dual backdrops, I think is a phrase he used. That's supposed to be coming this week. So I couldn't be any more excited and pumped. I seriously feel like the child in me, the 7-year-old child in me feels like we're a few days out of Christmas Day. Good old St. Nick coming around, dropping off some presents. But no. It's something better, and that's Aaron Imholte delivering us a new and improved studio. Look, if you're not excited for this, I don't know what to tell you. I'm looking at Aaron right now. He's got the same women's Minnesota Gopher women's college, I guess, football jersey on. I don't know what's happening here. Let's see. We got my page is loading now. Bear with my page. We're going to be sharing this now. Sorry, this is a slow process. What the fuck? Come on! It's not like I'm doing a show or anything. All right, here we go. There he is.
The roadway. Like, you ain't made.
All right, we'll just go back to the beginning. Let's hear him out. I just like to begin in the last 5 minutes of which starts to beg and plead for
Good
his
evening, boys and girls.
There he is.
Welcome.
Look at him.
I'm going to miss all this.
He's talking about the studio.
I still have
Winky
no
dink.
clue what we're going to do. I just know that comes Thursday, and I want to have it up by Monday. I don't know how we're going to... You know what? This is the weirdest thing, because I'm terrible at Literally, all I can do is broadcast. All I can do is a better show than everybody else. That's all I know how to do.
That's all you do.
Setting this up, no idea. Lighting the fucking thing, no clue. Just enough to get my face lit up. Managing the space, no idea what I'm doing. No clue. And now, type of camera to use, why bother?
Why fucking
And now
bother?
I've got to do all this stuff by Monday. And I'm just like, I have that plucky go-getter attitude where I'm like,
Yeah.
hey, I may not know what the hell I'm doing, but it'll come together. It'll work out.
Studio talk.
It's literally the attitude I have. This is all going to happen.
I can't wait.
I got people sending me messages not to get rid of this sign. I'm telling you.
So, we've been keeping our eyes on, not sure how well this is going to come in here, but we've been keeping our eyes on this section of Aaron's head as of recently, and it's thinning is an understatement. Every day I think he loses like probably 9 to about 15 hairs back there. It's pretty soon he's going to have, his head is going to be split in two with his hair. Like there's going to be a line of baldness going right down the center, and it's going to be disconnecting both sides of his hair, the back and the front. You have bigger problems and bigger fish to fry than worrying about a sign and a few lights, bro.
I got people sending me messages not to get rid of this sign. I'm telling you, Thursday night, I'll put up, if I'm not too busy.
What else would you be doing?
I will put up a sign, or I'll put up a picture of the sign online on all the pages.
That sounds cool, by the way.
You're going to love it. It looks amazing. Someone really took months of their hard work, and they really made the damn thing. But I don't know. Like, something's going on this. Like, my biggest thing is people are like, oh, paint it a certain color. I don't want to paint a section of an entire bottom half of a house and then leave the rest of it some other way, So putting something on the wall, I'm not against that. Hanging something from the wall, attaching something to the wall, I'm not against that. But this is a big fucking sign. Like, we're anchoring studs and shit. Like, we got to do the damn thing.
Who's we, by the way? You and Johnny Crutches?
I'm looking at that. Like, I look behind me right now, and I'm like, what are we going to do? Oh, and shopping for e-boards is going to be kind of fun.
Shopping for e-boards. Shopping for... What, is that a thing? Is an e-board a thing? I've heard of e-whores. I've heard of e-tours. I've heard of e-board city, by the way. I don't think I've ever heard of an e-board. A physical e-board. But he's going to be shopping for one.
Shopping for e-boards is going to be kind of fun.
This studio's
we might retire
epic.
the old whiteboard. It's just...
He hasn't even had that thing for 9 months.
I don't know, man. Like, I'm trying. I want to get it all done by Monday. Like, I've already run my big dumb mouth, so I got to get it done by Monday, right?
This thing is going to be amazing.
And so now getting it done by Monday means a steep learning curve for a guy who knows how to do next to nothing. That's going to be fun. All right, let's talk to the people who are already contributing big time tonight.
How could you be almost 40 with 3 kids, twice married, and not know? You've been broadcasting for the better part of 15 years. How could you not know how to do anything? Seriously, somebody answer me that question. How could you not know how to do a fucking thing? It really baffles me. Every time I hear him, like, sometimes I think he's just trolling, but really, in reality, it's just pure stupidity. It's insane. Like him, Ray DeVito, a lot of these people, how do they get through life knowing and doing the bare minimum every single day? It makes sense with him because he's got to show up and beg. We get all that, but still. Think about that. Ashley LaRue let this man pump 3 children into her. That's nuts. Literally nuts. How? Why? He don't know how to do anything. And she thought it was a good idea to spread them legs and let him go to town to pump out some of probably the world's dumbest children on earth. I mean, it really is insane. Now, this man's going to be building a state-of-the-art... Look, I can't wait. I don't want to get away from that. I am so excited for this. I might throw a fucking party this week. That's how excited I am.
Fun. All right, let's talk to the people who are already contributing big time tonight. I have a feeling... Oh, ready? Here, knock. I have a feeling we're going to have an easy go of it this evening. Flinty Gecko starting us off with $25.
We want the gold, sucker. Hulk Hogan, we coming for you, nigga.
Tall Guy kicking in $20.
We want the gold, sucker. Hulk Hogan, we coming for you, nigga.
Thank you very much. And El Camino, 5,000 El Camino. I tell you, man, I think everyone can kind of tell that Steeltoe's had the upper hand for a while here because people like this are really having a hard time. 5,000 El Camino with 199. Still pretending big changes are coming.
Okay, so why do guys have to do this in like when they're addressing a chat or like a troll chat? Why do they always have to give the, I see your big things are coming, man? Like Chad does this. Like they throw on this fake voice and they think like somehow it's an own because they're speaking how they think the chatter is speaking, but in reality, it's like you use the same voice for all of your like troll chatters. So are all of them sounding the same? If so, that's actually kind of amazing. Like really, joke's on you. If they all sound the same, I mean, that's incredible, really. But it's this weird, tone in their voice they get when they're like trying to own a chatter here. It's quite the spectacle.
Hard time. 5,000 El Camino with 199. Still pretending big changes are coming, eh?
And they always got to throw on the face, too. Look at the face as he does it. Look at this guy.
I mean, they have been.
I mean, have they? I mean, I'd almost put up money. See, I don't want... I want to be proved wrong. I really do. I want the new studio to happen. But I'd almost put up money to say that by Monday there won't be any new studio. The only thing that might change is you might add another toy in the background. You might put up another trophy. Your daughter might paint you a new picture. Look, I hope the new studio, but it's still, what are we talking about here? Your last this is the new studio from your last time you've been saying you're going to be building a new studio. And this is what you, quote unquote, built. Now, by the way, he didn't build anything. If you're listening audio only, he didn't build anything. He threw shit on a shelf and said, ta-da! Give me money. So, again, you can't, how could you try to, like, own the haters when your track history has shown that you can't get shit done? You've been talking about a new camera for, I've been watching you for practically 3 years. And you've been talking about a camera every day for 3 years. Seriously. Even when April was on the show, before the haters, before, all your friends and, closest relatives despised you, before the cucking, before the arrests. You've been talking about buying a new camera and setting up some elaborate studio. And somehow, I mean, we've gotten worse over time. I mean, I don't know how that's possible. But yet, here we are. So, again, that's just your track history. Let's listen.
I don't know if you've been paying attention, Jack, but the the changes have been coming. Sorry. Enjoy the show, man. Enjoy the show. Thank you for the 20. Thank you for the 25. We are, wow, 150 to start today. Thank you guys very much. 150 is the number. Crunchy will be by shortly to take care of the rest. No. Keep it going, man. I think 3 more of what we just had, and we're done for the night. 3 more of those, that first 2 minutes of the show. And I think we're good to go. Tall Guy with $20 says, enjoy the show while at work. Well, that's the best way to do it. We are a time killer, if nothing else. Numero uno, Josh Denny fan with $1 says, I don't want to paint just the bottom part of a house. Never heard painting a wall be referred to like that. No. Painting one section of the bot. Like, I don't, like, you're going to see when we take this camera and the other.
By the way, there's no, I mean, is this to the window, to the wall, to the sweat drop down them balls? I mean, what are these hand motions he's got going on here? But again, I've never, besides the begging, the equipment setup, the studio setup, I mean, this is all he talks about. I've never had to tune into a show to hear a guy's plans about what he may be doing sometime in the future. You know, I'm going to put a camera over here to the left. I'm going to paint the right corner of the basement, but I don't want to go over here to the dining room of the basement, so we won't paint that, but we might put a backdrop in, and then we might put a false wall. It's like, who cares, man? Just do it. Just do it. It's been 3 years. 3 fucking years. I've been waiting for this moment.
Like, you're going to see when we take this camera and the other old camera we have and we set up other cameras around the area, but
So it's going to be a 3-camera fucking shoot? This is going to be a 3-cam shoot. Oh, God. Please make this happen.
It's a large space. Like, it's just, there's a studio in the corner, and then there's a big-ass space.
Is he swimming now? There's a studio in the corner, by the way. He just got done saying. I mean, you could practically play, 18 holes of golf down there in his basement. He's got such a big space.
Like, it's just, there's a studio in the corner, and then there's a big-ass space.
Imagine your studio being in the corner. But if it's such a big space, why not get out of the corner? You know? Why stay in the corner?
Here. And it's going to look fucking retarded.
And he's been doing this the last 2 weeks. He keeps staring off to the corner of the wall and daydreaming about how amazing his studio is going to be. I can't wait to paint that wall, knock in some studs, put my backdrop in over there. 5 cameras, a newsroom, a green screen. We're going to have some producers running around with coffee. It's going to be amazing. You guys have no idea what's coming. I mean, what are we doing? What is actually happening? This is every day now. I mean, it's amazing. Don't get me wrong, but I mean, what the fuck?
Look, we'll figure it out. Hey, you know what? Why don't I just turn it into a home improvement project and just wall the thing off? What a lazy bastard, right? No Pen 15 Fathead with $2 says Big Changes is a weird name for a guy. Now, you guys want to put this together? Take a look at that one right here. Still pretending big changes are coming. No Pen 15 Fathead. Big Changes is a weird name.
God.
For a guy.
Funny. That's funny. No, seriously, that's funny.
See, in that super chat, in that that contribution there, I'm a gay guy sucking off someone named Big Changes.
Right. Hilarious, by the way.
You know, guys, it's your originality that gets me most. Small Town MN Gal with $5 over on Rumble says, go to Home Depot and get some shiplap paneling, tack that to the wall and paint it. That's kind of what I'm leaning towards, but isn't that shiplap like 2008? I'm so 2000 and late. Like, isn't that a little...
What?
You only get the most hip pop culture references on this program. Like, isn't shiplap gay now? Like, that was the thing all the white women were putting in their houses, right? And now I thought that was gay. I don't fucking know. I can't keep up. Numero Uno with $1 says, would you be into painting one section of the top of a house? What about just one side of a section of a hemisphere? All right, it sounds fucking stupid. Oh, by the way, that's $2 from you. And you're one of our tops here, so I got to keep track. 21 for old numero uno. Thank you. Silver Wolf, with $5, says, love days like today. Listened till the end, all the way up north. Get to listen to the whole show heading back down south. Thank you, Silver Wolf.
All right, let's see if he talks any more about this
generosity.
Elaborate, amazing studio.
K-Fallen the Great with $2 says, Big Changes was my stage name. I think numero uno Josh Denny fan is ready to really make my life difficult today, keeping track $1 at a time. Numero uno with $1 says, why pretend? They don't think you can make a guy come either.
Okay. All right. Well, that's where we're going to put a pin in that one.
I should have I should have stayed in bed. I took a nap before the show.
Wait.
I hit the gym. I got phone calls from fucking everybody today. Oh my God, did I get every big thing in my life going on right now? I got phone calls on it, and it was all great. One thing
All
that I
great.
thought was done, one thing that I thought they'd forgotten about, and they just piss on it, we're not doing anything.
His safe sport, I mean, I can only imagine. Let's listen.
I got an update on that.
Remember when he got banned from Safe Sport, by the way, and he said, I think it was on a Friday, and he said by Monday, everything's going to be honky-dory. Back in action, I'll be coaching by Tuesday afternoon. That was in February, the beginning of February. We are now rapidly approaching mid-April. No pun intended. By the way, if I haven't said it yet today, Happy New Year to everybody here today. I want to first and foremost say... And two, I didn't even mention on the last show, I was so flustered by all the tech malfunctions that I lost myself. But happy Mega Month. This is, I believe, the third annual Mega Month. So shout out to the month of April. Anderson, really the spirit animal of the Win by 2 Radio YouTube channel. So shout out to April, Mega Month, and all whores and bitches named April. Anyway, that out of the way. So, I guess the Safe Sport, he got a phone call from that. I mean, allegedly, you can never believe anything. A guy who looks like he's about one fucking tick away, one autist tick away from really going off the fucking deep end. But let's hear him out.
We're not doing anything. I got an update on that. Again, I got Scott today showed me an email, and now I'm waiting for my, and then that'll be awesome.
Scott showed me an email today. Now I'm waiting for my copy of said email, and, well, that would be fucking awesome. So, again, I think he just says things just to say things. None of it actually holds true. None of this actually probably happened. He probably got a phone call from... I mean, let's be real, probably Matt, who bored him to death about the latest, firmware of some, boring, obscure computer problem that Aaron probably tuned out within the first 2 minutes. And that was probably the extent of his phone calls. Did he go to the gym? No. I mean, did he take a nap? Probably. The lazy bastard. But none of this actually happened. I mean, you could bet your bottom dollar on that. But he's going to say he's waiting for a super cool email from Scott, the copy of the email. Let's hear this.
Now I'm waiting for my copy of said email, and then that'll be awesome. And then I got 2-3 other phone call day, man. Everything moved, which means that tomorrow it's all got to balance out. You know what balanced it out? I went to the dry cleaners today, and none of the stuff's going to...
So he's gotten phone calls today. He went to the dry cleaners today, took a nap, did a show, all in the process of building a state-of-the-art 5-camera studio. I mean, it almost is like, when people say, like, they don't think Elon Musk actually does the shit he does because it's impossible, because how's there enough time in the day to do it all? I mean, if you really break it down... I mean, Aaron, you're done your show at like 11 Central Time. You go on now at, 6 Central Time? So that gives you about 6 hours to do all this. And by the way, even if you did do it, who gives a fuck? Mr. Pro Broadcaster. I mean, all these guys, all these like podcasters who've been doing it or radio guys, they always want to overly share stuff about their life. I don't give a rat's fuck about your life and what you're doing at the dry cleaners and what you're doing with your phone. No one gives a shit. I don't come here for your phone call updates or how, Mrs. Kim Me at the dry cleaners hot ironed your sweatpants. I mean, I don't give a fuck. I could speak for a lot of people. If you really are a Steeltoe fan, you're here for the racism, you're here for the Jew talk, you're here for the, piss-poor Trump impressions, and, what's his name? Toe Hendry, or Joe, is it Toe Hendry or Joe Hendry? I'm still quite confused on that one, but I don't care about none of this. And by the way, most of it's a lie anyway. So it's like, I mean, what are we actually talking about?
It's going to be done till Monday. Usually the dry cleaners I go to takes like 2 or 3 days. They're a week backed up. So that's kind of everything else went really cool and awesome. The dry cleaners are going to take a week. So that's the yin and yang, if you will. 5,000 El Camino says, with $2 says, here's $2. Buy April something nice. Oh, he doesn't know. Oh, no. 191 Redbird with $1 says, have you tried not being a gay F word? I've tried. Numero Uno with $1 says, what if you just mess with the camera settings so it looks like everything is a different color? Oh my God. I got like 2 different green screens in the back. I just hated the way everything else was lit when they were lit properly. Fucking hated the green screen. Do not like it. Oh, Aaron, you're probably just doing it wrong. No, I'm 1,000% doing it wrong. I just don't want to bother. All right, thank you guys. Very nice, very kind. Off to an incredible start today. And of course, I appreciate it. We are 140 away from tonight. Thanks a million for all that. All of the, like I said, the generosity. Early here in the evening show. Oh my God, we haven't even gotten to any of our stuff today because you guys have been so incredible. Thanks.
We've been talking about phone calls and dry cleaners.
Things less than 10 minutes into the show. Unbelievable. So we came into today with D in first place at $36. She was just throwing out Canadian money today. I guess it's useless to them up there. Red Fox Matt.
D, by the way. Okay, so that's Aaron right now live this evening discussing, his new studio. Now, again, through all of that, I need people to understand I can't wait for this new studio. So by Monday, he says, by Monday, which is 6 days from right now, is when we're going to be getting this new elaborate studio. I can't wait. Seriously. Set your fucking calendars. Set an alarm. I mean, do what you got to do, but, this studio, seriously, is going to be the best thing since fucking sliced fucking bread. All right, I want to get into, I don't even know where I want to go from here. Let's kind of pivot over into the inspiration for tonight's show, and that's Chad Zumock, Cumia's cuck man himself. Chad Zumock, by the way. I'm not saying he's a Cumia cuck, but Cumias Lackeys. All right, I want to start off with Chad. Will Chad be able to pronounce this word correctly? Little segment I just came up with on the fly. Let's see if we could share the screen. Let's see if things are going to be acting according today with me, or if everything's going to go awry, which that's what I'm planning. So we'll see. We'll see. All right, let's share the screen. Chad, boom. All right, courtesy of Chad Zumock. Not. Boy. Happening from. Oh, this is on my end. Sorry. Let's cut that. Chad Zumock, a.k.a. Chad Zumock. If you listen to Steeltoe, he adds in a. So you could see the spelling of Chad Zumock. It's B-O-O-Z-E, booze. Mock, M-O-C-K, Zumock, simple, Zumock. You listen to Aaron, though, it's Zumock. That's not the proper pronunciation. Chad Zumock goes on to say, on today's episode of Chad Zumock, quote-unquote, wet-brained follies, we have Chad not able to comprehend the abbreviation for, get this, Florida, FL, a.k.a. the state he lives in. Enjoy. Now, I saw this. I'm like, this is actually, this is nuts. It's not like they gave him a word, some weird dinosaur name. They didn't try to give him like a science word, I don't know, what's a science word? Thermometer. Is that science? I don't know. Fahrenheit. It was 2 letters, FL. And old Chadwick was stumped. Let's give this a spin.
D7876, $10. Enjoy FI. Fi?
So D78, I mean, this is crazy. This is actually crazy. You shouldn't be allowed to, if you can't, and look, Chad lives in the state of Florida. Zumock pointed this out. Chad lives in Tampa, Florida. This is the abbreviation to his own state. And he somehow, this really went over Chad's head. I've never seen anything like this. D7876, very generous, giving Chad $10, says, enjoy FL. Chad, seriously, what are we doing? Again, you shouldn't be allowed to broadcast or give your thoughts or opinions if you can't communicate abbreviations to states. I'm sorry. That just so... It makes... I don't know. Jake Hudson. I know I use Jake Hudson all the time. Or Frankie McDonald seem like, modern day scholars. Seriously. Wendy the retard. It makes Wendy the retard seem like Albert Einstein. It's wild. Listen to this.
FI. Fi? Thank you, D78.
Yeah, why would, and furthermore, why would D7876 say enjoy Fi? What? Did he forget the Y in front of the Fi? What are we talking about here, Chad? Just use your brain for like 3 seconds. Before you, blurt out, a super chat, read it, pre-read it. Do a little pre-reading. Try to figure it out before. If you got to text Bill from Jersey before you go all in and blurt out the what is it? 6 letters? The 6-letter super chat? Phone a friend before, you do it.
$10. Enjoy FI. Fi? Thank you, D7876. Enjoy FI. Enjoy FI. Enjoy
Fi. I don't actually know what Fi is. Is that an acronym for something in podcast? Is he talking about fries? But that would have a R and a Y. This is nuts. This is nuts.
Enjoy FI.
Enjoy FI.
What am I want to give
what
you
am
the
I missing?
proper love.
He literally was about to say, what am I missing? Listen to that again.
I want to give you the proper love for that super chat. Eggs went down to almost...
We move on to eggs.
For years, Dorian Morgan.
You have no right or room to comment on the state of egg prices if you can't, figure out the abbreviation to Fi, was it? Firida. I can't wait to go to Firida. Now, maybe if you're from, like, the deep south, maybe, I don't know, somewhere in New Orleans, maybe some people do pronunciate Florida like Firida. I could kind of see it. I don't know what my point was to that, but... Oh, yeah, you just don't have the right to comment on inflation or eggs.
Down to almost... For years, Dorian Morgan. Florida. Okay, D7. Enjoy Florida. I am. That's why I moved here. That's the one good thing about D7876, $10.
Why wouldn't you think I was enjoying Florida? You're an idiot. And so Chad and his, will he be able to pronounce this word? And the short of that was no. He completely swung and missed, unfortunately. Fortunately for us here, we still have more Chadwick, courtesy of Zumock. Now, this was a clip presented to us again by Zumock the other day, 3 days ago, as of April 4th. The clip goes on to say here, let's share the old screen-a-rooski here. Sorry if the screen share is a bit slow. I'm working on every fucking way to speed this up, but this will have to make do for today. Zumock says, don't forget, a few days ago, Chad. Okay, so Chad, I don't know even what brought this on to Chad and why he felt the need to phone a friend. Now this, see, you should have phoned the friend when you couldn't figure out the abbreviation for Florida, when you were trying to sound out the two letters FI or FL, but you thought it was FI. That's when you should have phoned a friend. Instead, he used his phone-to-friend option on his show, Cumias Lackeys, to call Godfrey, to ask Godfrey if he could come do some spots. Now, sources close to me say they don't think Chad actually even did the spots, but Chad's going to go on to say that, Godfrey told him to come up and I guess open for him this past weekend. Shout out to Theo Vaughn at the Tampa, I believe, Improv. But he's going to call Godfrey live here and ask Godfrey, hey, Godfrey, can I tag along with you? Now, mind you, he wasn't invited. Godfrey didn't ask him prior to this. So this is just insane to me. Again, this is a Ray DeVito-style move, IMO.
I'm at Tampa Improv, Funny Bone. I don't know why they call it Funny Bone. It's the Funny Bone, Tampa Funny Bone, April 4th through the 6th. You asked to be on that, right? Didn't you?
Yeah, I said if you need an opener, I'm in town.
I think I got one, but damn, my bad.
It's all right. It's no big deal.
I'll be on it fast, but you're always working, so it's not like because you're always with Nick and stuff like that. So it's not like you're not working.
No, it's all good.
I think I got Mike James.
Mike James up in this bitch. I'll come down and do a set and hang out.
Yeah, you can come do your fucking open. Yeah.
Now, mind you, Godfrey literally just said, I'm good. I got Mike James, cousin, family member of comedian Kevin James. I got Mike James, Chad. I'm good. Chad's like, all right. Yeah. Well, all right, I'm going to still show up again against your will and your wishes. And I'm just going to do a set in the parking lot. I'm going to warm the people up going inside the Tampa Funny Bone. It's all this Improv Funny Bone. I think it literally is the same place, by the way. I'll just warm the crowd up from the parking lot. I'll get them going. I'll grease the old gears. And then he puts Godfrey inside because Godfrey is such a nice guy. He don't know how to say no. Fuck you. You're invading my gig. I don't want to really do a show and be associated with you here in Tampa. Otherwise, don't you think Godfrey knew Chad lives in Tampa? Why didn't the bigger question I think here is why didn't Godfrey ask Chad, his quote unquote friend, to open for him, knowing Chad lives in Tampa? Now I don't know how comedians work. I know as a musician, if I'm going to a spot where I have a few friends in a band and they're like that's their territory, that's their spot, I'd probably ask them to open up for me. If they were cool, if they were my friends. If I don't see them as friends or I see them less than me, I ain't asking. So Godfrey confirmed thinks less of Chad, you see. And it's confirmed here in this clip.
You're not working.
No, it's all good.
I think I got Mike James.
Mike James up in this bitch. I'll come down and do a set and hang out.
Yeah, you can come do your fucking open. Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
of course.
But you always say you're gonna come, you don't.
No, I will.
Wow. God putting Chad on fucking blast. You always say you come and you don't. So that's why. So what he said, obviously Chad is unreliable. That's why he never asked him in the first place. He'd rather have Mike James. I've never heard of a Mike James before. Have you at home, the viewer? Have you heard of a Mike James? If so, face plant off a building. I don't know. If you know who Mike James is, why is my question. Why do you know a Mike James? I know a Rick James, Kevin James, LeBron James. That's the only three Jameses I know. Outside of that, Mike James, who? I know Mike Jones. Mike James. More reliable than Chad Zumock, though. We do have to say. But listen to this.
No, I will.
I'm doing fucking open. Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
But you always say you're gonna come, you don't.
No, I will.
Got him.
I got it. I have nothing going on next weekend, so because I'm leaving.
Much like every other weekend, and now we've heard Chad for the better part of like a month promote his Denver shows that he's got coming up. I mean, he's plugging away. He's like, if you're in the greater Colorado, Denver, Colorado area, make sure to come up to the Mud Shark, the Mud Tard, and support. Buy a ticket. Chad, there's like, I mean, 2 people that live in Denver. I mean, everyone is like either East Coast, maybe, Florida. There's not too many people in Denver buying Chad Zumock tickets. I mean, that's no offense, but you got to know where your demo's at. Like, I wouldn't go to Nebraska expecting to sell tickets. I wouldn't go to North or South or Dakota or Wyoming, for that matter, looking to offload any tickets. You just got to know your demo. Not Chad, though. Chad goes wherever Nick Swartzen will take him. Let's listen.
Even for Denver on Tuesday.
Denver.
Oh, okay. Fucking Chad.
I'm going to be at the Comedy Works with Swartzen, so the week after.
Of course, man. I'm at Tampa Improv.
So there you have it.
I don't know.
Now, again, I don't actually know if Chad actually performed this past weekend with Godfrey. Again, sources close to me saying Chad never actually got on stage. Godfrey turned him away and called him a bitch-ass cracker on the way out the door. That's just what sources are telling me. I mean, I don't know. Can't confirm nor deny. The only 2 people that know what happened truly that night is Godfrey and Mr. Chad Zumock. Did we do one more Chad clip? Yes, we should. Let's fucking do it. Then we're going to move on from Chad. Rest assured. I hadn't seen anyone cover this clip. We had a good old Sam Tripoli, one of my favorite podcast hosts, Samuel Tripoli. You guys know Sam Tripoli? This guy, he's great. He's into conspiracy, looking to uncover all the wonders of the world, all the mysteries of the world. He's trying to uncover. Sorry, this is playing in the background. Very distracting here, YouTube. Trying to, really unearth all the mysteries and conspiracies the world has to offer. Just JFK, who actually murdered JFK, who was actually behind 9/11, and so on and so forth. Sam Tripoli is pretty much like Paul Revere of our time. He's pretty much QAnon. He, I think, started QAnon. And he's just all in all great podcaster. Really smart guy. Sam Tripoli, the reason I bring Sam Tripoli up is because he was on MLC. This was surprising. This was very surprising. And I didn't know this. So I don't really bring up Chad's past. I don't give a shit. I do, but it's like the whole credit card thing with Chad. It's like there's not. Okay, I get it. It's very shady and sus and everything else in between. Having stolen credit cards and while you're trying to be like some entertainer. Like imagine if I was playing Metallica earlier on or Living Color. Imagine if like the James Hetfield stole your credit cards and then like proceeded to, play your city. It's like that motherfucker stole my credit card, my cousin's credit card, and both my friends' credit card. This guy's a menace and needs to be stopped at all costs. Now, I get that Chad was in a dark place. He was hitting the bottle, more than he does now. He was at a very low time in his life, so he says, Joey Fingers. And this caused him to, steal said credit cards. The reason why I bring that up, I don't really like bringing that up. Some people, like Carl, they really use that against Chad every day as some sick own. And I get it. It can be, right? Because it's like, again, what are you doing? Stealing cards. But the reason why I bring it up is because I guess that's everybody I guess that's why Chad's like really like, besides Swartz and Godfrey and Jim Florentine, that's why Chad is unable to really get any other work. Because everyone knows him as this big credit card thief. And that's not a good place to be. You never want to be known as, one, a thief, two, a credit card thief. I'd rather be known as like a, somebody who steals bottles of alcohol from store. Oh wait, Chad did that one too. Fuck. The point being is you don't want to be known as the guy who steals, especially when you're like in your 40s and 50s, and especially when you're trying to be an entertainer and online personality. It's just not a good look all around. So we get the Chad over here. MLC, Kevin Brennan, you know Kevin. Kevin's got some sick hairdos going on as of late. I haven't really noticed Kevin's hairline, but it's insane. Take a look at it on your own time. And then again, probably podcasting's best podcaster, Sam Tripoli. So here, let's cut to the clip. Shall we? I'm going to share the old screen if it'll allow me to. Every clip I share here tonight could be my last clip I share, so just buckle the fuck in. Let's check it out. Here we go. Here's the clip, courtesy of Stalin. Not 18, but 19. Kevin, Chad, Sam. Check it out.
Stand up to little, what's his name, Chad? What's that little boy's name? Patton Oswalt.
It's in the past. It's in the past.
Why don't you stand up to that little boy? He's got too much clout in L.A.
Chad just burnt bridges of decades-old friendships. Gone in a minute. Gone.
He was standing up for you, Tripoli.
Yeah, I was standing up for him, too.
Loyalty means nothing?
To everybody. I stand up for everybody.
He's the people's champion.
I'm a man of the people.
So, wait, you guys did coke? Who does more coke, you or Brian Kalin?
I do no coke. Unlike Chad, I'm sober.
Are you broke?
So now, at first glance, I guess Chad was on the road doing and you see a lot of this as of late, you know, Chad and Ray DeVito, to be specific, doing podcasts from the lobby of hotels. I mean, literally, they walk in to a Holiday Inn. The front desk is right to their left, and there's 2 seats for like a waiting room right to the right of the front desk. Like if you're at the front, if you're working the front desk, straight ahead of you are 2 seats for people that don't feel like waiting or they don't feel like standing while waiting. So they'll take a seat until it's their turn. And this is where Ray and Chad think it's, a swell idea to set up shop and do Cumias Cucks or the Rock Bottom Pod. I mean, this is insane. I think Chad almost gets kicked out in this clip. I mean, it's a very bizarre clip.
I've been sober since December 9, 2020. Buddy. What a
You ever
waste
do
of time
coke
it
with
was.
your kids?
Oh, yeah, all the time, buddy.
No, because one of Chad's pals does.
No,
Nick Ricotta.
Your friends do coke with their kids?
No, do you know that internet lawyer Nick Ricotta who got arrested for doing coke?
Yeah.
Yeah, that guy. He got arrested.
You know him? You know him?
I know the story.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
When you're an edgy LA comic, you gotta read up on what's happening. You gotta read up on what's going down.
On Reddit.
Yeah, for sure.
We're not. Nick and I aren't the best of friends. Let's just put it that way.
Hey, are you still afraid of Red Bar? You know, he's done one show this year.
I don't care.
He's done one show since New Year's Eve 2024. He's done one show. He does one show a year now. They're long shows, but he does one a year.
Yeah, I get it.
We're 3 months in. March Madness starts today, and he's done one show since New Year's Eve. One. I think it was on March 3rd, year of our Lord.
He's probably moving again.
I don't know, but I don't know why people are afraid of this guy.
I ain't afraid of him. I keep trying to find him because I want him to sing songs for me.
I saw Louis J. Gomez.
So, Tripoli still on an active hunt to find Red Bar, which is, again, admirable. And he doesn't want to find him to, fight him or, shoot him in the head. He wants Red Bar to sing songs for him. What a scene that would be. We need to make that happen. Play the fucking clip.
Hey, Red Bar, don't Red Bar me. It's like, the guy does one show every 3 months. Are you really afraid of a guy?
I'm not afraid. I want to see him. I want to hug him.
You are, but Louis J. Gomez is frightened for his fucking life. So
Sam,
that means Dave Smith is
he wants Red Bar to sing songs to him all while hugging each other. Sam's just a stand-up guy.
Because he
what a
does
swell
whatever Louis
lad.
is.
Sam, you went to his house, right? And
all this was over. I think Red Bar singing his kids' songs, which was, Kind of funny.
And the studio.
You went in the studio?
I went to the studio.
Okay, let me ask you a question. Since you went to the studio, why would he build a fancy studio to do one show every 3 months?
Oh, that's a great question. I don't know. I would love to ask him that.
Because remember, he did the time lapse of them putting the studio up, and it was fantastic. Then they have this beautiful studio, and he does one show every 3 months. Doesn't make any sense. Somebody look into that. So one of you conspiracy theorists look into that.
Yeah.
That's a hot take, Chad.
Yeah, that was a hot take.
Kevin, rack him.
So you could tell, Sam's, really uncomfortable discussing this whole Red Bar incident. He's folding the arms in uncomfortability. Very uncomfortable. And then just repeating what Kevin said. Kevin said this was a hot take. Sam then parrots what Kevin is saying because he's got nothing else. And goes, that's a hot take.
Yeah, that was a hot take.
Kevin, rack him.
Rack him, dude.
Chad.
Peter Boothroyd, this guy's from Europe. I'll donate so KB can build a real set in his house. Yeah, I'm gonna build a studio, fancy studio, and then do one show every 3 months. Come on, man, do the math. I assume that every show is my last show. So why would I build a studio when this is my last show?
Dude, oh my God, I'm so thankful for being on your last show.
No, I assume it's my last show since I already got one strike and you keep talking about Brody Stevens, etc. Why would I build a studio when I'm assuming every show is my last show? Red Bar didn't can jinx themselves. Let me build a studio and then never do a show. Huh?
Hey, dude, congrats on a great run, bro. It was a great run.
Doesn't Red Bar have cancer?
No. It doesn't matter what he has, but he does one show every 3 months. So why build a studio for that schedule? Couldn't you just rent one? If you're going to do a show every 3 months, rent a studio, do it from there. Him and Jules.
You know what was weird?
The thought of that is hilarious. Red Bar and his wife renting out a studio space to do that show. What a concept. Actually, it would actually be hilarious. Using the bomb effect nonstop for 12 hours in a rented space. How long do podcast people who let you rent out their own studio, how long do they let you rent out the space for? Is it however long your show is? Could you do a 14-hour show using one sound effect for 14? Or after the third hour, fourth hour, they start pointing at their watches. The producers are looking at their watches, pointing at the clock on the wall. I wonder how that works. I might test that out. I might test this theory out. How long could you do a show from a rented space?
When I first got to LA, everyone loved me. I was going on the Crab Feast. I was going on every show, and
So
then
Chad's
all of a sudden that
waving.
happened. Nobody wanted anything to do with me.
Very distracted. He's looking off to the side now, off camera. He sees one of the bellboys that are telling him he's doing the patent, pointing at the clock. Hey, Matt, you've been in this lobby now for about an hour and a half. Are you checking into the hotel? You're not checking into the hotel. What's happening here with you? And now the manager's getting ready to come out, and now this spooks Chad. He's going to take off the headphones. At any time, you're mid-podcast, and you're taking off your headphones in a frantic way, such as Chad's about to do here, it's never good. You're either getting kicked out, told to pack it up, wrap it up. It's like if you went into Starbucks and just sat there and freeloaded off their Wi-Fi for 3 hours. Eventually they'd come up to you and ask, "Hey, are you going to buy anything today? Will you be buying, a vanilla venti latte? If not, you got to be a paying customer." Or if you go into a McDonald's and try to use their restroom. I didn't know this was a rule these days, by the way. Just not even just a McDonald's, but any fast food. You can't just go in and use their restroom anymore. Some places, you could still get away with it because, it's in nice areas. But if you're in the city or in the hood and you're trying to use a fast food restroom, they'll tell you to, buy a fucking, Whopper Jr. or kick rocks, piss your pants because they're in fear I guess their insurance, Burger King's insurance, doesn't cover crack smoking in bathrooms. So, at least if you're a paying customer, they can, I guess, somehow justify that. Well, at least he bought a medium fry before he OD'd. I mean, it's bizarre. It's bizarre. I don't know why I brought that. Oh, because you can't just freeload off Wi-Fi. I mean, it's same across the board, from Holiday Inn to Burger King in Kensington. So Chad is getting kicked out of his hotel, or at the very least, a stern talking to. Let's watch.
Yeah, because they're all Hollywood cucks.
Oh my God!
And again, I love mid-show when guys just pick at their ears or pick their nose, wipe their eye crust. I mean, again, this is why I love Sam Tripoli. I think he's seriously the podcasting gold standard. I mean, fuck what you think. Sam Tripoli is what podcasting is supposed to be.
Then nobody wanted anything to do with me.
Yeah.
Goes right in, takes off the old headphone.
Because they're all...
and goes in for a nice ear pick. He's going to be digging up some wax. I mean, that's nice. Seriously. Tell us what you find, Sam.
They're all Hollywood cucks.
Oh, my God. Are you getting kicked out by housekeeping? Oh, my God. You're getting kicked out. Show them your T-shirt. Tell them you're professional.
Chad's getting arrested.
Chad's getting arrested.
Now, this is where...
Credit card fraud.
Credit card fraud. Wow. I didn't know Chad was just known in the industry. I just thought it was, here at the Hackverse / Dabbleverse, people know Chad as the credit card thief, or Carl Hamburger from Who Are These Podcasts. It's one of his bits that he uses on Chad. It turns out that's just how people know Chad as the I mean, seriously, just not a good look. The credit card thief.
Chad's getting arrested.
Chad's getting arrested. Credit card fraud.
Wow.
Just go to your car, Chad. It's better Wi-Fi.
It's better Wi-Fi.
Sam's still repeating.
Yeah, Chad. Nobody wants to hear your podcast in the lobby at the Holiday Inn.
The Hollywood Inn.
Don't dox the hotel, because then people will send things.
You got to go Holiday Inn, though, dude. They got the fattest asses.
No, whoever has waffles, that's where you go. That's my nickname. Kevin 5 times. Hey, Bob Levy? Hey,
I love Bob Levy. I love Bob Levy.
He went to Turkey 2 times.
So, and again, I didn't know this, though. Here, this is the end of the clip here. I didn't know this. I guess Sam Tripoli. This came as news to me. Hold on. This clip is about to play here. We don't need this clip. I didn't know Sam Tripoli was one of the head honchos at the Dojo of Comedy, the place I was brutally and savagely, may I throw that in there, assaulted, practically jumped, and was, damn near almost beaten within an inch of my life. I mean, I was pretty much, who was it? I was pretty much Rodney King'd that night, that cold January evening, when I was simply just trying to watch Anthony Zenhauser perform comedy in all its fucking glory. I didn't know Sam Tripoli was a shot caller at the Dojo of Comedy. If I would have known that going in, my whole strategy would have been changed. I mean, wow. What a world we live in. Anyway, how's everyone doing? Pool scam. It's just a mouthful. Jeff Clover says, yikes. Nasty Neil. They don't even know he's a comedian, just a well-known credit. I mean, that's a fact. They know him first as the credit card thief. Comedian is 4th down the line, which is, again, just extremely embarrassing. Extremely embarrassing. NY516, Melton's Opie rants are actually really funny. I don't get this dude's hate for Onions. It's one of the best quality shows. It's not. Melton has fooled you into thinking, and that's fine, much like Steeltoe fools a lot of these slower-minded folk from the Minnesota, greater St. Cloud area, into thinking how he's somehow a professional broadcaster. You see, Melton has pretty much done the same thing. He's pinned himself against Steeltoe every day for 3 years. I mean, I say every day. I mean, every day he's covered Steeltoe for 3 years. So when you're watching Steeltoe compared to Melton, you're like, oh my God, it's night and day. It's night and day. Look, Melton can be funny. I'm not going to sit here and be like, Melton completely sucks through and through. I mean, he's close. Don't get me wrong. He can be funny. The Opie shit, why I have a problem with the Opie shit, first of all, you're like 10 years too late. Like, we all know Opie's a doofus. You know, we all know Opie's a fucking retard. But Opie did it, man. Opie did it. Opie was at the top of his industry. Melton, the only thing Melton's been at the top of is a Chick-fil-A line. So it's like, okay, I get Opie's a buffoon and a clown. What bothers me even more in my 516 is the only reason Melton would not even be going after Opie if there wasn't dollar signs involved, and that's a fact. And now it's becoming even more insane because he wants the Cumia rub. It's to me, it's nuts. It's nuts. He's becoming a Cumia Lackey right in front of our eyes. Now, if you like Cumia, you might not see a problem with that. I'm not the biggest Cumia fan. I know he's done some horrible things, particularly to younger, underage women. And he's bitten a few of them along the way as well. But, you know, it's like a guy like that. There's other guys out there I could get behind. Cumia, and look, maybe a hot take, maybe not. I never thought Cumia was that funny. Even now. I'm not saying I'm the end-all, be-all of comedy. I mean, I'm not, trust me, it's the exact opposite, actually. I'm just trying to call it how I say it. Cumia gets so much praise. I haven't seen really, the one funny thing I've ever seen Cumia do was My Old Man. But he had Kevin Brennan and Drunk Gino, I guess, helping him out there. I mean, maybe there's hours and hours of hilarious Opie. And I was never into Opie and Anthony, so I don't know. Maybe there's hours on it. But, I mean, at the end of the day, Opie and Anthony died well over 10 years ago, and all of these people still trying to, you know, stick these 60-year-old men up for like one last hurrah. It's like it's nobody cares about Opie and Anthony anymore, man. I mean, maybe some people do. I know for the greater landscape, most people don't. It's run its course, and it's over. It's over. So again, it just brings me back to the point. We know Opie. He talks in a weird voice. He's got a weird cadence. The fall from grace. We know all that. But again, we knew all that 7 years ago. Melton is discovering it now for the first time and acting as if it's some big, as if he's found like a fossil of a woolly mammoth or something. I mean, it's just bizarre to me. And the fact again that he's almost, I don't know, corrupting his morals along the way, but that would be insinuating that he had morals even to begin with. To do so for money is bizarre. Because it all comes down to them super tips and how he wants that Cumia rub and his audience. And that, to me, is pretty ridiculous, if you ask me. Anyway, Noga says, what the hickory stick? My Noga Neil. K. McDuck says, don't be letting Cumia get close enough. I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying. But, you know, some people, I guess they don't give a shit about that. I think it's so sick now because in today's day and age, I really think you could get away with like the most egregious things in the world, which years ago you'd be thrown behind bars and you would be seized. You wouldn't be able to make a living. Now you could do those very things and capitalize off this. Like, what's the chick's name? I was watching. This chick, she's accused of killing her husband. And somehow she's made more money going through this like trial of being accused of killing her husband than she's ever had in her life. So my point is, you can get away with so much and actually make way more money, which leads me to think, what the fuck am I actually doing wrong? You know, maybe I should mix it up a little bit. I forget her fucking name. It's like, God damn it. I'm waiting for chats. Maybe someone in the chat knows, but I guess not. Tara? That's not Tara. I just saw the fucking name earlier. I just watched the series. But what do you do? Anyway, let's move on. If I get the name, I'll tell you in a second. It's just bizarre. It's just bizarre. I want to go over into... We'll go back into Steeltoe, I think. And then we'll finish up with Melton and Carl. Now, I don't know if it's Susan. Dr. Scotty Jones. I don't know if it's Susan. Hold on, now I got to figure it the fuck out. Hold on. Kim, no. It's not Melissa either. How would I even phrase this on Google? Lady who's alleged for killing her. She's about to be going on trial again, I think. She was found, the jury was split. So they're going to try her again. Why can't I think of this bitch's name? No, not Lori either. I mean, this is insane. Should be the biggest fucking thing. Lori Vallow. No, it's not that. Karen fucking Reed. Karen Reed. Vita Grouse says, am I blocked? No, you're not blocked. No, not Gypsy Road. Karen Reed. What are you? Yes, Karen Reed. Thank you, Muta Growl. Thank you. Yes, he's saying it right there. I just got done. Like, literally, this bitch is rich now. And, you know, who knows if she killed her husband. Now, me personally, I don't think she did. I think there's some definite incompetence along the way from the police force. And at the very least, and at the very most, possible conspiracy to take out the husband. It's very insane. No, it's not Gypsy Rose, Coach Bickle. Describe her. How cooked-eyed is she? Cockeyed. Cook-eyed. Imagine. All right, let's see. I want to jump back into... I think I want to go back into Steeltoe. What time is it? Yeah, we'll get... actually, I want to start... Let's go into Pat Dixon. We'll finish with Steeltoe later, since we just covered him. I want to go with Pat Dixon because he has recently seen the light. Pat Dixon was like NY 516 at one point, where he couldn't imagine. I remember when Soft Weekly went on Pat Dixon's show, which was one of Soft's, I know Soft is a hot button topic at times, but one of Soft's better performances overall on the Pat Dixon show, because the whole thing was just a troll on like promoting Win by 2 and Soft Weekly, and furthermore, like a kind of like a big anti-Patrick Melton rant. And at the time, Pat Dixon was super into Melton. He loved himself some Melton. He was fresh off of nodding off at Hackamania. He was on top of the world, just got, indicted into the super tip system. I mean, Pat was living life. Him and Taz were, getting it on every day. I mean, Pat was a rock star. I mean, this was just 6 months ago. And anytime you had an anti-Melton story about Patrick Melton, and you said it to Pat Dixon, Pat had he didn't even want to hear it because he thought you were insane, much like NY 516. He couldn't understand how Melton was somehow a piece of shit, dog shit, human being, you see. But now Pat Dixon has seen the light, and I respect it. And I'm here to tell you, Pat Dixon, come on over. There's room here for you, Pat. Pat Dixon, Tass, and Doug. We have Douglas Nelson from the Pat Dixon 11 o'clock hour. Let's check it out. The clip reads from Hack vs. Anonymous. Down goes Frazier. Pat Dixon realizes Melton is done with him while Cumia watches NLO mock Pat Dixon's show. Let's check it out.
He's done with me, and you'll know this after you see this clip from last night. He's beyond done, and that's fine. Whatever. It's like
it's very unfortunate.
It is unfortunate. I really tried being his friend. He claims the same about me. Anyway, here we go.
She's a dirty, no good cheater. Hello.
Hey, good afternoon. I was just wondering if we could make a humanitarian, compassionate appeal to your compassion on behalf of Mr. Dixon, because I just don't like the way that you're treating him. I feel like you're kind of like the teacher who's like, you're very smart, but you're not applying yourself properly. Just come on, man, be cool.
What did I do?
Dixon a little money. You just help him out.
Dixon money.
Yeah, get him out there. Come on, man. We got a lot of profit over here on Melton. Let's spread it out, Dixon.
Now, God bless this caller for thinking I'm a humanitarian emergency.
I know.
Okay, I mean, God bless him for that's what a nice thing to think, and I suppose it's a fan. Thank you, whoever said that. It's okay. I have the money to go. I could go. I can. I don't have to beg, borrow, steal, or ask anybody for money to go there. I have the money to go to Hackamania if I want to. I can't imagine why, after watching this clip, why I'd want to. Maybe that was the point. But like Melton had said, like a free ticket, that was very nice. That is the most humanitarian aid I would ever even want. Expect him to fly me out there. And Melton says it, to do what? There's nothing for me out there except just to hang out, I guess. So like, thank you, but no thank you. I'll be okay. If I want to go to Hackamania, I'll go. And if I don't, then I won't. But God bless this person for being so. I don't much like being framed as a charity case, but I'm sure that's not exactly what he had in mind.
He wants to come, wants to join in. Let's go. Get the man out there.
To do what?
Exactly.
Hang out, spend some money, chill in the casino, have some drinks. I guess not for him, but cigarettes. Just hang out. Come on.
I'm gonna entertain.
Okay. He's gonna entertain it. This is how butthurt Melton is right now. Okay?
Butthurt. Listen to this.
Stops his whole show.
Dixon
thank
turns.
you for your call. I'm gonna. Everyone's. I liked Pat Dixon. Turns out he can't stop being a fucking dick, son.
Fresh.
I liked him. I've done nothing but try to help Pat Dixon. Let me go to rumbumbumbumbumble.com.
So you heard how much he tried to help me before. What's going on here? Him and Tass are living together, and what?
Oh yeah, all that stuff.
And they won't leave Felicia alone, and what? He's gonna snap and kill her. What? I don't know if he's drunk or on drugs. I don't know. I'm asking. I don't know.
And pull up.
By the way,
Pat
as far
Dixon.
as Patrick Melton impressions go, Pat Dixon knocking it out of the park with that one.
He's gonna snap and kill her. What?
See, the whole key is a lot of flamboyancy in the tone. You have to act, extremely, extremely homosexual when sounding like Melton, all simultaneously sounding fat. Now, I know that's hard to do for some people, or not for a lot. Most people are just above average weight size, so you just naturally sound large. But nonetheless, sounding fat, sounding gay, and a little bit of a lisp, let's not forget. That's the key of any good Patrick Melton impression. And again, Pat Dixon knocking out the park.
I don't know if he's drunk or on drugs. I don't know. I'm asking. I don't know.
And pull up Pat Dixon. So I tuned in Saturday, maybe? Late night, I want to go like, what's Pat Dixon up to? Maybe I've made a horrible mistake. Why don't we get Pat Dixon out? Let's see what we're missing over on Pat Dixon Cast. Okay? Here's what happened.
This is the pre-show. Leading up to 11, you know.
Everyone's got to do a pre-show.
That's the show?
Yeah. He has a problem with this.
Now, again, it is very disingenuous for Melton to do. I will back Pat Dixon into this because even Patrick, most people now do what is called a pre-show. I know a lot of people, it rubs them the wrong way. They just can't, if they see somebody live and they tune in, and which is fair, and, you know, I almost see the other side of it. If you see somebody live and then you tune in, and then all of a sudden there's music and, clouds or shark screensaver on in the background, you get frustrated. Your autism will not allow you to type in the chat room, oh, what is this, a long intro? Oh, God, I'm out. I'll see you in about an hour. And it's like, okay, I mean, we get it. You've said it every fucking pre-show for the last 2 years. So it's like, but most people are, I would say, conservatively, 47% of all the YouTubers are doing what is known as a pre-show these days, where they simply just play music or play anything. It doesn't have to be music. Allowing some time to let the audience file in to the room, getting them ready for the actual event. It would be like walking into, I mean, really, it's, you equate this to like a concert, going to a concert, or even going to the movies, going to any sort of event. There's going to be, going to the movies, you're going to be watching previews for about a half hour. You're going to a concert, you're going to be hearing music on in the background while the stage is being prepped, and then you're going to have an opening band or two, or maybe three, or if you're at fucking Ozfest, you might have, 70. And then the main act comes on, and then the show begins. Not without another intro, though. It just depends how long some of these pre-shows can be. Now, Patrick Melton doesn't really have any room to talk because his Friday night Members Only show, I mean, they run, I'm not kidding, at least 60 minutes. At least. To me, that's entirely too long. I mean, I'd say a half hour at most. Because after a while, it's just like, all right, Jesus Christ, dude, you're already starting at 1 a.m., and now we have to wait an hour and a half sometimes. I mean, this is actual facts. Hour and a half sometimes, some of these pre-shows. That's unnecessary. At that point, it might as well just be a separate thing. So Melton really doesn't have any room to talk, but he's going to give Dixon shit here for operating under the podcasting pre-show. Let's watch.
Okay.
So he stopped his whole damn show. Now I know
what
Melton.
you're thinking. Okay, well, a lot of people don't start streaming right away. They count down until somebody...
Mind you, just said white away. Funny. Anytime somebody messes up, like I just did there, their phrasing, we rewind and watch again. Let's watch.
He stopped his whole damn show. Now I know
what
Melton.
you're thinking. Okay, well, a lot of people don't start streaming right away. They
Right
count
away?
down until somebody gets there. Let's skip 10 minutes in and just see.
Uh-huh. And I did the same thing
We're
tonight.
at 10 minutes in and play.
Well, lots of shows do this.
But this is stupid, dog.
Okay.
He stopped his whole show to make. Oh, by the way, Cumia is watching too. His boss. This is extra good. Make him look like an asshole.
Damn.
This is a hurt person.
I know what you're thinking. Let's go to 20.
And even people watching this have to be like,
we're 20 minutes in.
Going like, yeah, sometimes these things run for a while, Oops. I start at 11, pretty much sharp every night. It's my 6th show of the week.
30 minutes in.
Melton knows that this.
Yeah.
30
Come on.
minutes.
He probably knew what happened
in.
Saturday's episode too.
He goes to it. This is when I have trouble with the mouse. But I was telling you about.
Uh-oh.
I dream about falling a lot lately. And I'm trying to get this to work, and it won't. I was watching Shmuel and Crumb. This is sort of the little intro. Music underneath. Okay. There's people in the chat. You can see.
So Pat Dixon is now
hopped over from MLC up there.
play-by-play.
Doing good. Hopped over from MLC.
On a past show.
People
This is
hopped over
insane.
from MLC for this. No tech. No tech talk for me.
Okay, so the show just started. Maybe we go in 10 minutes from here to an hour.
He was really just trying to get online. And it was back in the old dial-up days. Man, was that guy ever frustrated. It all seemed so impossible, you know. At the time, it was like watching a guy try to, I don't know, send a telegraph or something, you know. Telegraph, Morse code type shit.
Okay, again, I never said Pat Dixon had a great show or was captivating in any which way. I'm just saying he's seeing the light over how big of a piece of shit Melton can be, a two-faced, disingenuous crumb, if you will, as it were. Never said his show was any bit entertaining. I mean, again, Pat, listen, if you are doing a, 50-minute pre-show, and then you start the show, I mean, practically half asleep, I mean, come on. When you come into a show, I mean, it better be, you typically don't want to be at a 10. You kind of want to save that energy, but I would say you at least want to be at a 7. Pat Dixon, you're at about a 2. I mean, seriously, if there was a bed right next to you, I'd venture to guess you'd probably just get out of that chair and just go hop right in the bed. I mean, this is, talk about low T. Pat Dixon is when he's not on the Adderall, a low T guy. This is why he needs the Addies. Fuels him.
I'm so ashamed. I feel just awful about this.
I assume that this is a little bit like that.
I'd already complained about the mouse, so we don't know that. He glossed over the explanation that I had given.
Yeah.
And,
dishonest broadcast.
Whatever. Okay. Notice he said liked me. I
so
liked Pat
disappointed
Dixon in
and
the
look
past.
down more on Felicia for dating this loser.
Thank you, Anonymous. I don't have a mouse pad, right? And I'm just trying to slide my mouse around, and it's like super unresponsive.
So maybe I don't buy him a plane ticket. Maybe I buy him a mouse pad.
He got you, Pat.
Got him.
Of course, turns out batteries is the problem.
What's with all this dead air?
I've made an error. Does Pat?
So Pat yells in the background. Mind you, Pat Dixon is not even on camera. So he's gone off cam. Now he's yelling at his clip that Melton is watching him, I guess, in response. You never want to be caught yelling in response. Unless you're, like, aggressive and, like, getting into a vicious point. But this just seems like a cope yell, if you will.
Got him.
Of course, turns out batteries is the problem.
What's with all this dead air?
I've made an error. Does Pat Dixon have an upper lip? And
You don't see how this is a problem?
And seems to not have any upper teeth? Or am I missing something? I think he has his teeth.
You don't see how this is a problem for us?
What are you doing? Like, what are you doing? Funny edit here by Dixon. Like, what are you doing? That's basically how Melton sounds.
So, I mean, yeah, you exposed me. I had trouble with my mouse one night. That's what happens every night.
That's the show. That's just a show. I do pre-show, and then I have trouble with I try to figure out how to reboot my mouse live on air, and that's pretty much the gist of the show. While Tass and Doug just sit there and bicker off to the side. I mean, that's, I guess, what he's trying to say right now. Melton, you didn't expose nothing. That's what I do. I'm the guy who fixes mouses. You idiot. Again, I never said Pat Dixon's show was any good. I just simply said he was starting to see the light. That is Melton.
So, I mean, Yeah, you exposed me. I had trouble with my mouse one night. That's what happens every night.
He's grunting.
Tech problems. And I understand why this looks so bad to him, because his show will never be that bad. I get
Well,
No.
it. It'll never be that
so
bad.
this is where I start to lose Dixon here. Melton's show is pretty bad at times. I mean, when he does the chroma key, he's pretty much like glitching in and out from a green screen to his actual background. Very distracting as a viewer. Half the time, he shows up and it's laggy or the audio is muted and he's blaming it on Windows. I mean, there's probably like 18 dead pixels on Melton's lens. Sometimes the clips are not synced together. So it can be pretty bad. The super tips stick on the screen, can be very distracting. The super tips just in general distract from the actual show. The AI voices, to be more specific, distract from the overall experience as a viewer. I'm trying to listen to, a host get into the flow state of their show, and instead I met with some, random super tip that, again, an autist can't control themselves, but they feel the need to send in $1.97 to, really, it doesn't even add to the conversation. It actually takes away from the overall show. And now I'm left here. I've stopped giving a shit about the topic we were just discussing. Now I'm tuned out. I'm watching ESPN, whatever's on ESPN, typically either water polo or what Rory McIlroy did at the Masters. Point being is, by the way, I don't watch any. I do watch water polo. I don't watch golf. Golf's a lame sport to watch, even to play. Mini golf, one thing. To take, somebody out on a date or have a night out. You don't want to be caught playing golf. Oh, dude, you don't understand. Golf is like so relaxing, bro. You just have a couple of stogies, have some beer. It's a gentleman's sport. It's not. It's gay. What are we going to go swing a club to a little teeny tiny ball? We're going to drive it 700 yards down the fucking fairway. And then what? We got to go chase it, and that's the sport? Sounds exhausting. I'd rather play full court games of basketball, which, by the way, this whole Ray DeVito and Chad Zumock basketball game, which the last I heard, Ray is now backed out of said game. Of course he would, but the fact that he even entertained it in the first place, when I challenged Ray over a year ago to play him in some hoops in Atlantic City, and he bitched out. Ray's just a straight up and down, run-of-the-mill bitch. He won't play Chad in a one-on-one. You know what he's going to do? You know what Ray DeVito's actually going to do? He's going to do how he roasted Stuttering John. Where Stuttering John wasn't there, but Ray proceeded to do the roast of Stuttering John or he did a roast battle with Stuttering John when Stuttering John wasn't even there. Ray's probably going to back down from this challenge altogether and then show up at a basketball court and do the, 1v1 Ray DeVito versus Chad Zumock Dabbleverse, first ever Dabbleverse basketball game. Chad's not going to be there. Ray's going to, by default, win. We can't let that happen. We cannot let that happen as a collective. Food for thought. But anyway, point being is golf is gay. And yes, Pat Dixon, Melton's show is that bad. It just, most of the time, 98% of the time. So in comparison, his show looks amazing. Again, Steeltoe, every show, he's staring into his corner, talking to us about drywall, paint, and backdrops. So again, it's going to look better than what he's watching. Don't be fooled.
Bet he has a fucking conniption fit if his super tips stick on the screen for too long.
Right.
You know what I mean? He loses it over that shit. You ruin his day with that shit. So anyway, I just yeah, go ahead, man. If you want to come up with a best of shitty Pat Dixon stuff, you will have no problem, man. I mean, I have all kinds of awkward moments on here, but oh well. Then what are you so mad about anything I say? How am I being a dick, son? How I don't get it. I don't get how I was being a dick. Look,
Yeah.
Melton, I love you, man. I genuinely love you. Please.
No, I gotta think this is a bit.
Please contact me. Please send a text. I would love to smooth this over. I think you're a great guy. I think of myself as a pretty good person too. I think we could be great friends, and I mean that sincerely. Please reach out. I would love to speak to you. I would love to make all this go away. It's silly. I think it's genuinely silly, and I'm not asking for anything in return. Just would love to speak to you. And, obviously there's nothing for me to do, you don't have to take seriously any sort of request that anybody makes on my behalf to come to Hackamania that you should send me money. I certainly don't agree with that. I don't think that's true at all. You owe me zero. But if you would like to be friends, I would be great. I would love that.
All right.
And the clip concludes with Pat. I mean, I have to assume that that's a bit. Otherwise, I mean, again, I spent the entire first half of the show discussing how Pat Dixon was starting to see the light. Then I just see that. And I saw that the other day for the first time. And I thought to myself, all right, it has to be a bit. But now that I watched that back, maybe Pat's a fucking retard. Maybe we don't give him a pass. So hopefully Pat is starting to see the light. I mean, if not, then, he talk about the biggest Melton fucking stare. Yikes! All right, I have a few more things I'd like to touch on real quick. I didn't even see the super chats. I have no way of even controlling these. It's you don't understand what I've been dealing with here. But I just want to give a quick shout out to where are we at? Mulling It Over says, can we get Damage Inc. to end mandatory Metallica? Nope. That will not happen. Kush King says, but thank you. Kush King says, Blade 24-hour show tonight, or I quit. Win by 2. Yikes! Kush King. No, not until we're back at the mothership will be, because I had hinted right before I had took a 3-week. I mean, is a 3-week, can 3 weeks be considered a hiatus? I don't think 3 weeks constituted that's a hiatus. It's more of like a vacation, an extended vacation. But when I'm back at the mothership is when I will be attempting the second 24-hour stream. But thank you. Jeff Closure says, great songs. Thanks for no Weezer. Okay, we have no Weezer tonight, but Weezer will be songs 1 through 5 on the next show. You could count it. Thank you. Pool Scam Sam says, Spaz Dork Liar only gets money from his mods. Who's that? Thank you. POTUS Feloni says, good to see you back. My boy, Blade ain't going anywhere. Kudos. Kudos to Win by 2 Radio. Thank you, POTUS. And Coach Weekly for 2 says, One Nation hashtags Space Wars for life. Thank you. All right, let's get into a few more things before we wrap up here on tonight's program. Thank you to everyone else. I see Soft in the chat saying Soft is a genius. So I wouldn't go that far. Elaborate troll. Yes. Genius. We're not quite there yet. Cushking says, okay, today is my 2 weeks note. Wow. What's it? It's the 7th? I'm trying to think. I think we'll be back at the mothership the end of the month. So we probably do a few more shows from Studio K. And then we'll be back at home base probably around at the end of the month. Rest assured, there will be a 24-hour stream. I'll put it this way. There will be a 24-hour stream in April. All right? You can give me that, Kush King. You can give me that. Kush survived Vegas. Shout out. All right, let's get into it. Where are we at? Where do we go? Carl, WATP, had Melton on this past weekend. It was a fucking doozy. They're going to be shitting on Opie. This is, I mean, the crux of what I wanted to get into tonight and how Melton has just gone full belly up to Cumia, and this is where it started. I saw this clip this morning. I won't say it's quite jaw-dropping. It's not that insane. It's been gearing up to this, though, and we're gonna see a lot more of Melton. I'll put it this way. I wouldn't be surprised if Cumia didn't make an appearance at Hackmania. Now, I know that's in a month, and there's been no talks of it, but I think anything is possible, especially with this amount of ball washing. There's nothing Anthony, a guy like Anthony Cumia, likes more than people giving him flowers over. And especially, not only just that, but especially if you're shitting on Opie in the meantime. A guy like Anthony will eat that shit up and will be at your beck and call every step of the way. And whatever you need. Whatever you need. That's why he likes Carl so much. It's not because Carl has talent. It's because Carl hates and shits on all the same people Anthony hates and shits on, mainly Opie. All the meanwhile professing his love to Cumia. So you do those two things, and you're pretty much in. And that's what Melton's been doing. So this is where it starts. Let's get into it. Strap in. WATP from this past weekend with Melton, and then we're going to watch a little bit of this Little Piggy from Friday, which again was a doozy. But without further ado, WATP, let's check it out. Let's check it out. Soft, it's your boy, Kyle.
Ever since
Which, by the way, I won't even get into that. I won't even get into it, Soft. I will not get into that. So here on the screen, we have Melton top left. We have Carl top right. We have producer Chris. Again, I would bet. I want to put producer Chris through like a set of producer challenges because I guarantee this motherfucker couldn't produce his way out of a plastic bag. And I know that's not the saying, but I'm making that the saying here today. Producer Chris don't produce nothing. I know Soft will probably give me pushback, and a lot of the people who love WATP be like, dude, you don't understand, man. Producer Chris, he's like, he's like the best producer that producers have to offer in this world. You don't get it, man. He's a producer and genius. He's not. He's not. It gives producers all across the landscape of, even it doesn't matter if you're a podcast producer or not. If you have the title of producer in your name, it's straight disrespectful to look at a guy like producer Chris and think of him as an equal. You're not. You're a grayed-haired bum who, I don't even know what your role is on this show. To press a few buttons? To turn the iPads on? What are we talking about here? So again, we got Melton top left, Carl top right, producer Chris bottom left, and Lucy Tight Tits bottom right, a.k.a. I think her real name's like Ashley something, or Laurie, whatever the fuck her name is. She loves to eat sticks of butter on her spare time and caress her tits in the process. Don't believe me, just go look at her Twitter after this show, of course. We've covered it on the show. And I know there's so many, again, simps out there that will look at a chick like Lucy and be like, this is the hottest chick I've ever laid eyes on. She's not. Any chick who is eating sticks of butter ain't sexy, ain't hot, ain't smart. So what does that leave you? What does that really leave you? Nothing. Really nothing. And again, it really doesn't make sense to me why Carl has these chicks on when he's openly has said many times in the past, women contribute nothing to podcasting, yet he has women on his show. Makes no sense to me, by the way. A. And B, he's from the old school of thought with like Cumia, Opie, and Anthony and the take that he had, by the way, is that whole school of thought of Opie and Anthony where holes don't deserve to be on radio. Yet here she is, eating sticks of butter, clogging up our fucking YouTube feed. It's a disgrace. Let's watch it. WATP, they're going to be fucking making fun of Opie. I mean, shocker. Let's watch. And I got to say this. I'm sorry. Before we get into the clip, I'm fully Team Opie. I know he's a buffoon. I'm Team Opie all the way. I don't like to pick teams. This is the exception to the rule. I am Team Opie all the way. Opie is a broadcasting genius. He's got smarts. He's quick. He's got quirps. Both. Opie, I mean, seriously, is what more people, maybe not now, but Opie's body of work as a whole speaks volumes. Now, I know you can make the argument without Cumia, there would be no Opie and Anthony, but the same argument can be had if there was no Opie, there'd be no Cumia. So it could work both ways. Opie would have done just, I mean, maybe not as well, but he would have been fine spinning discs as a disc jockey on the radio, making, $200K a year. I'm Team Opie all the way because these are the people that are Team Cumia, and these are the people that I despise. Even you, butter-eating bitch. Let's watch.
Then he got this job on WABC. The chat is just needling Opie, just nonstop. Yeah. Needle. And the only reason why he's doing this is because Opie set up his show format to be able to get needled throughout the show. He
insists on it for some reason.
Nonstop. Just people picking on him for this. And so it starts off with he takes the bait every time because he's such an idiot. There's no reason to respond to this and entertain this.
Hey, Ant and Jim, their share of the YouTube revenue you made. Are you high? Get the F out of here. You know that, so I started a YouTube channel back in the day when YouTube was becoming very, very, very popular. I'm like, you know what, I'm going to leave it alone, but I will tell you this much.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We jump ahead over here to 250. This is where the first clip begins. Don't have to play some of that intro. Opie. Okay, so the latest conspiracy has been that Opie has had this purple lip going on. I don't know. I don't see it. His lips. Again, these people are so fixated on other grown men's lips. It actually becomes to be quite alarming. You know, if they have a herpy on their lip, that's one thing. If you're just like trying to throw shit at the wall and say, oh my God, his lips are so purple. It's like, they look like normal lips. Probably because, and they're going to go ahead and say it. So again, this is why I think it's a disingenuous take, is because they're going to say he has the purple lip thing. And then they're going to be like, well, it's probably because of his lighting. It's twofold. It's because of his shitty camera, and piss poor lighting, quite frankly. It's why he looks, like he's 7 different shades of white. So the purple lip take, I mean, again, it's just nuts. It's just nuts. A bad take to have all around. And they kind of disarmed that take after bringing it up in the first place. Let's listen.
But he got so upset when someone called him out on that that he blocked them. It's like, okay, so there's something, that there's something going on because that got to him when someone called him out for it.
Yeah.
And it is a lighting issue for sure, but there's something else. He never used to look like that with his mouth. By the way, thanks to Stalin19 for clipping this because this is fantastic. Opie was trying to take the high road again, and that super chat set him off. Got everyone going.
And he counters with the thousands of hours thing, like when he was hung up on the E-Rock thing about my life's work.
My life's work. Ugh.
And he keeps bringing up his thousands of hours. They owe me.
The problem is, too, he has a ring light. You see it there in the reflection when he moves his head. But, like, it's too bright, so he turns it way down. And it's like, okay, well, then that defeats the purpose of having a ring light, like, completely. You need to turn that up. Like, you can tell from the walls, the shadow.
with natural light, though, too. You can't have the windows wide open behind you and all the natural light coming in, and then a single ring light in front of you and make it dead.
Opie is a millionaire living in a high-rise in New York City, in Manhattan. Oh, he could do it if he wants to have the window. If he wants to blow out the walls and all you see is just buildings without any windows or walls, he could do just that. The only thing I said Opie should ever do is actually buy a really decent camera, because Opie has the best view, the best backdrop in the game. I mean, it's actually New York City in the background. So you stick a good camera, put some decent lighting behind you and in front of you, and this would look, I mean, amazing. We're going to listen to Lucy's tight butter tits. I guess get caught up on it. She wants to see Opie's walls. And then it's going to come out that Carl actually lights his studio with ring lights, which is kind of insane, by the way, because Carl makes a decent amount of money monthly doing WATP, yet he's lighting his quote-unquote studio, his pine box of a studio, with ring lights, which is like with people like Lucy Tight Tits, like their studios with, like girl streamers, gaming chicks. That's what they use to light their studio. And even some of them are now using like updated lighting, key lighting, you know. Not Carl. Mind you, you can get a ring light for about $37. You could probably get a cheaper one than that, to be honest. You could probably get a cheap ring light right now. If I were to go on Amazon, I could probably find a ring light for under $25. Shipping included. That's no excuse. You should not be lighting studios with ring lights, especially if you're making over $10K a month doing this. Talk about a slap in the face to your audience, but let's listen.
Well, especially if you have it turned down dim.
Yeah.
I've been wondering about this a bunch lately. I don't remember ever seeing this, but you guys know far more than I do. Remember when he was in Gebhardt's that one time and we got to see the duct tape computer camera setup?
Yes.
Have we gotten to see how this camera is set up?
He said that it's on duct tape.
Well, but so like, and sometimes you get a little bit of a glimpse of it in like the reflection of the window.
Yep.
I imagine that like, it almost feels like I just want to see that wall that he's.
I just want to see that. I can't stand this chick's accent either. It's so thick. It's like that upstate New York / Canadian thick. It drives me mad listening to this.
I imagine that like. It almost feels like I just want to see that wall that he's looking at. Like I really, really want to see that. Later.
Sounds creepy, but I just want to see that wall. I mean, what?
You're supposed
that almost sounds like predatorial.
Supposed to mount the camera inside of the ring.
Right.
Like that's actually what you're supposed to do.
Yeah, there's even a thing, because I have ring lights out here. There's even a little thing to mount it in.
I have, like, Carl's so proud of himself for having ring lights right to the right of him, by the way. I mean, this is insane.
Like, that's actually what you're supposed
to do. Look at him like he's doing Steeltoe look.
Camera
the Steeltoe
inside of the ring.
Right. Okay, I'm looking left now. I'm looking back center. Now let's look right at my ring lights.
Like, that's actually.
Carl's now staring directly into his ring lights. I wonder why you need glasses, Four Eyes. Stop staring directly into light. I mean, what?
What you're supposed to do.
Yeah, there's even a thing, because I have ring lights out here.
So again, Carl can't be bothered buying decent cameras. His cameras are iPads, like iPad first generations. He probably picked up at a yard sale for like $32. And I get it, his cameras in comparison to most people's cameras aren't. iPad cameras are pretty, like, actually not horrible, but you don't really get to be able to customize them in any which way. You can't color correct them. You can't really do much with them. It's basically just plug and play. I mean, you could buy better looking webcams, I think, and at least have the option to customize them after the fact. And he's admitting he has ring lights. Again, you could buy for $25. Yeah, this is a guy who makes probably over $10K a month, and he's got $25 lighting his fucking pine box.
There's even a little thing to mount it in.
It's very convenient.
Right. How that works. All right. So
now I don't know why producer Chris lets off this laugh here. Nothing said here was actually funny. We've checked the tape. It wasn't funny. Producer Chris blurts out a chuckle.
What you're supposed to do.
Yeah, there's even a thing, because I have ring lights out here. There's even a little thing to mount it in.
It's very convenient.
Right. How that works.
Weird spot to laugh, Chris. Weird spot to laugh. Let's go to 620. Melton's going to do his patented Opie impression. Let's check this out. This is where Melton's been making all his money lately, this Opie impression.
Cannot have a voice that's a normal voice.
Right.
Everything, like, this is his version. This is his staccato, angry voice he does, where it's like, and don't even think for 1 minute I'm making $1 off my YouTube channel, because I'm not.
Carl's getting a kick out of this. Lucy and Chris, they don't seem to find this funny whatsoever. They're staring at Melton with a blank face.
And it's like, how are you 60?
Again, producer Chris just laughed at Carl saying the words ring light. Melton just went into full-blown Opie. Couldn't get a chuckle out of the people who are paid to fake laugh. I mean, that should tell you something right there.
Because I'm not. And it's like, how are you 60?
Yes.
How are you, like, how do you not know who you are? This is what I say. Like this is a guy who doesn't know who he is. And if he does, he's not comfortable with it. And he always has to put on this facade of a like, he's got a few of them, you know, like, but this is the.
Melton, you're 379 pounds. I mean, seriously, you don't have any room to talk. 10:04, this is where the Cumia nut tugging begins. The Lackeys, where the whole title stems from on tonight's program. 10:04, here it comes.
The stupid guy would be falling asleep. Then he started falling asleep on the air. He could be bothered with, like, working on a YouTube channel back in the day. All he cared about was hopefully being funny on the radio, spending the time when he was on the radio trying to pick up chicks on Pal Talk, and then going home and drinking himself to sleep every night. Guy came in either drunk or hungover more times than I could count.
So Opie just lets off something I think to be pretty interesting. He's letting everyone know that Cumia would come in. Now, whether this is true or not, I mean, it deserves to be at least talked about. Discussing that Cumia would show up every day in the morning, I mean, completely hammered, night and day, hitting on chicks, which there's nothing wrong with that, but showing up to work completely bombed, I mean, that's a little troublesome. Obviously, no one will even talk about that. They're going to discuss how Opie has just lost his mind. He's completely out of control. He doesn't have a voice. I mean, listen to this. Cumia nut tug.
Sounds like you're still angry about this.
Also, it sounds like it's just a completely not true thing. He's saying he's talking about Anthony, right?
Right.
No, he's actually talking about E-Rock. No. He's actually talking about Barry Bonds. No. He's actually talking about, I didn't know if you knew this or not. He's talking about Randy Moss, Tom Brady. Of course he's talking about Anthony. I mean, seriously. What a stupid question. Wait, so he's like talking about, I mean, follow the fucking conversation, Melton.
Over more times than I could count.
Sounds like you're still angry about this.
Also, it sounds like it's just a completely not true thing. He's saying he's talking about Anthony,
No,
right?
no,
right.
no.
Yes.
Saying Anthony couldn't be bothered while he was on the radio to start a YouTube channel. Isn't that exactly what he did? Didn't he start Compound Media? He actually was told, wasn't he told by XM at some point that he did start Compound Media.
I don't think it was on YouTube,
was
but
fired.
he was streaming. Yeah, he was streaming stuff.
I think he was, though, wasn't it?
It might have been. It wasn't Opie and Anthony content, though. It was content outside of Opie and Anthony.
But
that's why the bosses weren't thrilled with it.
Right. But like, he's the one who scrambled to get Opie Radio up and going after he was fired. It's like,
no, that's definitely true. I mean, I'm telling you, he's arguing with nobody.
Right.
Nobody's taking the other side of this. It doesn't even make sense. He's now bringing up that Anthony was drinking too much and they were working together. Like, none of this needs to be brought up. He just sounds like he's not over it yet.
Put it this way. If Cumia had came out and said this about Opie, that Opie was showing up hammered every show, day in and day out, these guys, again, would do, I mean, I would venture to guess between all of them, like 15 hours worth of material based around how Opie was getting hammered and sloshed every day while showing up to Sirius XM radio doing a 4-hour radio show in the morning. So again, it's just like very disingenuous that how it's not a big deal that Kumia was doing it, but because Opie said it. But if it were the other way around, this would be, I mean, seriously, you would be doing, that would be in the next WATP title would presume to say this. Opie, the completely bitter old man, who's severely addicted to alcohol back on O&A. Like, it would go something like that. So I don't know how, you can't see how that's kind of, somewhat worrisome, troublesome. Let's listen.
Together, like, none of this needs to be brought up. He just sounds like he's not over it yet. And this clip is going to seem repetitive, but I just want to show you that Opie's just spiraling after this one chat.
So whoever...
Cool stuff. Spiraling. Okay, 15. I don't know why this says this, but it says simply, Lucy is the brains behind WATP. Let's give it a listen.
Because, if it's a show called Opie and Anthony, there's a lot more to it than just doing your job for a couple hours and being funny on the radio. There's all the other goddamn nonsense that was a pain in the ass.
I think she's having a cool
So now
take.
he wants to take him off the billboard? Why? Because he was just an on-air talent? That's who you put on the billboard, Opie.
He's
not the GM.
He's making the teacher should get paid more than sports people
Right,
argument.
yeah,
but,
right.
Like, okay, let's make a billboard of that. Just wonderful.
Great insight from Lucy Tight Tits, if I do say so myself. Good job, Luce. Great insight. Great analysis, great breakdown. Serious. Now I understand why she's on this show and does her own thing and is, completely respected and looked at as a peer and not just a set of tits. Now I see. My eyes are wide open to you, butter-eating bitch. B-E-B. I get it now. I understand what Carl sees in you. He doesn't have a crush on you or fantasizes about sticking his little nub into your buttery slit. Which would lead to him ultimately cheating on Jenny Jangles, but that's not why you're on the show. You're on this show for takes like this.
That's who you put on the billboard, Opie. He's not the GM.
He's making the teacher should get paid more than sports people
Right,
argument.
yeah,
but,
right.
Like, okay, let's make a billboard of that. Just wonderful.
Epic stuff. Epic stuff, Luce. Epic stuff. Really crushing it. Let's keep it going. I think there's 3 more. We go 16:30 on this WATP. Marvelous Opie takedown. Opie really, I don't know how he's ever going to recover from this one. Opie may never broadcast ever again. Actually, turns out he was on doing a show this morning, so I guess this didn't work, whatever this was supposed to be. Melton asked if there's any tapes of Opie before Anthony. And it just says in parentheses, a boneheaded question. Why? Well, because Opie before Anthony, I think Anthony didn't show up until like 1997. To get footage of something prior to 9/11, was virtually impossible, especially of radio. At the time, no one really, unless you were Howard Stern, no one really gave a shit about video of radio hosts. As long as they could just listen, they were good. So Melton asked this question. I just thought to myself, what an asinine question. And then he's going to proceed not to see how this is a boneheaded question, and then proceed to try to own Opie with his boneheaded question. Let's listen.
Not that he couldn't be the guy who just rolls in, cracks wise, and up on a billboard.
Are there any tapes of him and his old show before Anthony?
No, I've asked around. I've scoured. It would be amazing.
What does that tell you?
Good.
What does that tell you? Now, Carl's going to say good point.
He was just a disc jockey. He was just playing modern rock in the 90s.
So then again, it's not a good point. Why would anyone want tape of somebody spinning, Beastie Boys records or Soundgarden records? Imagine how boring of a video that would. That would be such a waste of tape. To film somebody spinning, that would be like me. I guess it'd be a little different now if you went to like a Skrillex concert, but it would be like me going to my local radio station, going to my local disc jockey, setting up a camera, and doing a live stream of him doing that thing. It's like, okay, maybe like the first couple times is cool, but how many times could you watch somebody play the same fucking Red Hot Chili Peppers song for the 20th anniversary. It would get very exhausting quickly. And they know this, but they won't say it. Furthermore, again, to get video back then, I mean, was so much harder than it is, obviously, today. I mean, we're talking almost 30. Not everyone had a camera.
I've asked around. I've scoured. It would be amazing.
What does that tell you?
Good point.
Tells you tells me you're a fucking idiot.
Jockey. He was just playing modern rock in the 90s.
That's what I mean. That's why when he made that statement last year or whenever it was, that like if I had never met Anthony, I'd be so much bigger. It's like,
right.
I mean, so there definitely was this resentment that he had done this for years and years and years, was middle-aged or young, you know, I don't know, late 20s or whenever he met Anthony. And then like, then it popped. So like, it's just that like he shouldn't be on the billboard. Like what?
Like what?
It's insane. And
he does the patent steel toe bounce too. Like
billboard? Like what? Like
it's
what is with these guys? I mean, this is like a new movement. This is a whole new fucking thing we're seeing in modern day podcasting where people have to physically bounce out of their seats after like thinking what they just said was the best thing since Joe Rogan's last comedy special. First of all, it wasn't even that great of a take. Second of all, why are you jumping out of your seat? And again, we see Aaron do this, I mean, probably 96 times a show. Now, Melton, see, it's almost like Melton is beginning to, or has begun to mirror Steeltoe. He watches Steeltoe every day. This is the bounce move that Steeltoe does every day is burned into Melton's subconscious so deeply he doesn't even realize he's doing it. And none of his friends will ever call him on it, by the way, quote-unquote friends. If you're a true friend of Melton, you'd be like, hey, man, you know that move you make fun of Steeltoe doing when he's bouncing out of his seat? That's so thorough. Joe Burrow adds that little, ridiculous sound drop, that boing sound drop. Yeah, you're actually doing that now. And you're not just doing it once. You're doing it like 7 to 17 times a show. Trust me, I've clocked some of it. We've gotten upward counts of, I think, 26 was the amount of bounces we've gotten on one Melton show. So it's becoming, I mean, really evident that the mirroring has begun. And he can't help himself. The full transformation, Melton into Steeltoe, I mean, it's insane.
And then, then it popped. So, it's just that, he shouldn't be on the billboard? Like, what? Like
what?
It's insane. Bounce. And the fact that all of this stems from just somebody saying, hey, you should share that money with the people who...
All right, I got two more. 1732, Carl again sucking Anthony off hard. I love the way I word clips. Carl's just been sucking Anthony off so hard. Now, let's watch.
Here's a fun fact. Since we're talking about how Anthony didn't do anything and Opie did all the work...
Here's a fun fact, Opie, you fucking buffoon. Since we're talking about how Anthony didn't do anything and you did all the work, clown.
Read all the live reads because the advertisers said, Opie can't read. Can we please have Anthony read these ads? So they always had Anthony read them, which that's during commercial breaks. That's your time to...
doing the patented head nodding. I mean, again, you start doing these panel style shows, you're going to find yourself start head nodding. Even when there's nothing to nod your head about, you'll just find yourself, because that's what, I mean, one of the requirements to do one of these panel style shows is to just agree. Never push back, never ask, never be the you never see. I need this to be put out there. On Point Album Point, on This Little Piggy, which we're going to watch next, on WATP style shows, you never see anymore a contrarian's point of view. It's always, let's get 4 to 5, maybe even 6 guys and a tight tits, a butter-eating bitch, and let's just all agree with each other and chuckle it up, laugh as if this is the funniest thing and the funniest bits anyone's ever heard. We'll just agree and laugh, agree and laugh, and we're going to we'll trick our audience into thinking this is how radio was supposed to be done. This is what these guys are thinking, actually. It's quite alarming that this is what we're actually witnessing, and nobody is saying anything about it. We're just all kind of nodding along and saying, yeah, Opie, right? That Opie. That's Steeltoe, huh? I get it, Steeltoe and even Opie. To a lesser extent. Like I said, Opie has the resume to really, I mean, you put Melton, Carl, Tight Tits, Buttered, Eaton days, and producer Chris's, you know, I don't know what he's producing. You put all of their resumes together, and that's not touching Opie. Sorry, it's not. Opie is, I mean, the pinnacle of radio. Sorry, you guys all loved Opie and Anthony. Well, he was the Opie. His name came first. That's got to mean something. So again, just the patented head nod. Now, so I mean, Melton's really gone full bitch.
So they always had Anthony read him, which that's during commercial breaks. That's your time to get up and use the bathroom or whatever.
Right.
So it wasn't like Opie had to do everything and Anthony did nothing.
Oh, so Anthony had to read ads? That, I mean, seriously, that sounds exhausting, by the way. I'm being sarcastic, obviously, but so Carl's big gotcha was, wait, Opie, before you start saying you did everything, he's got his hands on his hips, a big old shit-eating grin on his face, talking about Carl. Before you start saying that you did everything, just remember who had to read the ads, who had to really carry the weight around O and A. It was the A. Because he was doing some hard reading, because we all know reading's hard. Just ask Chad Zumock. Is it fi? Is it fly? Huh. I can't quite pronounce. Fi, is it? Chad, it's Florida, you dumbass. Florida. F-L, Florida. Say it with me. Florida. Insane. 22 minutes is the last clip from this, whatever the fuck this is. 22 minutos. Lucy thinks about I don't even know where this came from, but out of nowhere, Lucy blurts out that she's, now look, you hear a lot of these guys saying after they shut off the stream, that they go outside, they play in the grass, they get tan, they get buff. They don't even think about any of this. Not Lucy. Lucy's, I mean, literally flicking the old buttery bean to the thoughts of Stuttering John and Opie, which is insane. I'm somewhere in the middle. This shit doesn't consume me, but a part of it's work. You know, you have to actually watch things and note and set up. And if you want a halfway decent product, anyway, I mean, you could just show up and watch Reddit clips if you're Chad Zumock and kind of skate on by. I mean, whatever, but I don't like just winging it. It feels, I don't know, it just doesn't feel right, especially if people are paying for said product. But, you know, it's outside of that. I mean, I try to balance. I've always spoke about balance here on this show. I try to balance my time properly, proper time management, if you will, where not 100% of my day isn't thinking about Opie and Stuttering John or Steeltoe for that matter. Not Tight Tits. She is thinking about these guys non-stop while bathing in a hot tub filled with butter. I mean, just listen.
Oh, shit, I respond to people's tweets and comments in the chat. They're going to know that I'm looking at this stuff all day long.
But other than that,
barely look at my Twitter.
But also, I think about Stuttering John all the time. I think about Opie all the time. And
I mean, you shouldn't be admitting that, by the way. Shout out to Bone CK being a member for 8 whole months. Says Opie rocking that Cabernet lipstick. That's pretty. I mean, to me, I don't know. Maybe I'm just not seeing it. It just looks like his camera isn't properly color corrected. To me, I could be off. Maybe he is rocking some wild wine-infused lipstick. That wouldn't actually shock me. Thank you, Bone. Let's get back. Lucy thinking about these guys all day long.
Also, I think about Stuttering John all the time. I think about Opie all the time. And
what do you think? What are you doing while you're thinking about
Jeez
him?
Louise, don't even embarrass me like this, Carl.
Your face is getting red.
No, I like, it's been a while since I've been on WATP. This should not be running my universe, and yet I still think about it all the time. To say
There's nothing wrong with that, right?
To say I never
Got
think
good
about
taste.
it. To say I never think about it is insanity. You absolutely
It's not
think
the
about it.
own you think it is.
Yeah.
Right. It's like, well, why don't you put more thought into your show then? Because I think about my show all the time. I think about to improve it and what to talk about.
Do work so that you can complain that the duct tape camera is not doing enough work.
Right. I have one more clip on here, and this is just Opie is just on a banning spree lately.
Oh my God, dude! Keep lying and coping. You're pathetic. All right, I gotta block you. I was being honest. This is what I got to deal with, guys.
It's a hard life.
It's a tough life that he lives.
He's explaining to the trolls this is what he has to deal with.
Yeah, I know, right? It's like, no, we know. We're doing it to you.
Chad and Ray do this. Just like, if you guys had to deal with all the stuff I have to deal with, Chad will tweet out like, I got a death threat or I got a mean email, so I'm not doing my show today. You guys don't know what I'm dealing with. And it's like, yeah, none of us get comments or
None of us have long threads and subreddits talking about what a piece of shit we are.
If you're on the internet, put on your big girl panties. Like, it's insane.
Yeah, well, we should start really going after Lucy Typebox and seeing if she has like wearing her quote unquote big girl panties. Like, we should really take it to the extreme. I don't know what that looks like, but let's see if she's singing the same tune at that point. So there's WATP with Melton this past weekend. I want to get into this Little Piggy from Friday. There's a few things I'd like to watch and show you here if you'd allow me to. And I think we're going to wrap it up here for the night. I think some of the Steeltoe stuff I had was pretty much just studio shit, which he discussed here tonight. Go back and watch. So obviously this Little Piggy is a Steeltoe roundtable. I mean, it's pretty much just WATP, but instead of talking about Opie and Dark Side, this is another new take, not even a new take, a take that they think is so groundbreaking. Guys like Carl and Not Blind Mike. I was, first time in a while, maybe even ever, I tuned into a Not Blind Mike show. When was it? Yesterday? And again, it's so pathetic. I mean, the man is literally doing a podcast from his closet. It's really some of the worst viewing things. I know a lot of people are going to say, well, we don't really give a shit about the cameras. We don't give a shit about the... Well, you should. You should start caring about angles and aspect ratios and whether something is in at least 720p. You tune into a Blind Mike show and I don't even know. I couldn't even compare it to anything. I mean... It's really no better. Ray DeVito actually has a better looking show than Not Blind Mike. But between him and Carl, Carl had the same segment comparing Steeltoe Aaron to DSP Dark Side Phil, which is some guy who just begs, much like Aaron does. And they do this a lot of the same things. This guy Dark Side Phil, I mean, if you don't know him, will do stunts for cash. Aaron does, well, not all the time will Aaron do it, but they just beg a lot of the same ways. Anyway, my point is, Carl had covered this on Saturday. Not Blind Mike covered the same thing on Sunday. I'm like, okay, telling me, I mean, you guys show prep without telling me you guys show prep. But I mean, I couldn't get over. I'm like, how does, I don't understand. I mean, help me understand it. Maybe I'm behind the times. It just pisses me off that this Not Blind Mike character is getting away practically with, I mean, practically with murder. Again, he's not fully blind, but the fact that we have to call him Blind Mike and like he gets sort of a pass because he has some sort of disability, I mean, it's pretty fucking ridiculous. It's pretty fucking ridiculous if you ask me. I'm no fan of people who lie about being blind, by the way. So I don't even know how I got into that. But anyway, this Little Pig, again, much like WATP, but it's just based around Aaron. We're going to watch a few things here. Let's share this screen. if I can. I mean, this is insane. This Little Piggy this past Friday, they had Moody on, which I used to be a proponent, an advocate of Moody, but not so much these days. And they had Adam Bush, Carl, and Melton. Let's see what all the fuss was about. Let's see if they took down Aaron. Let's see if, the roundtable discussion was a success or not. TLP. StreamYard intro. Amazing. Amazing.
There's a show in town, it's going down. Every week we're back on solid ground. Steeltoe slipping, but we're gripping. Got the tea to spill, it's always flipping. From April's script to Aaron's glee. Oh, this drama's just a spree. Polydrama, legal trauma. Another win, oh, that's the karma. This little piggy went to YouTube. This little piggy's on Rumble now. This little piggy's begging for dollars. And this little piggy's breaking down wow. Every week when we cap explode, tune in for this little piggy show. Revenge porn to felony. It's a circus, can't you see? The toe is bent, the goal is spent. His empire crumbles, all hell sent. April's playlist on repeat. Aaron's lies we can't defeat. The countdown's on, it won't take long to see this piggy squeal his song. This little piggy went to YouTube. This little piggy's on Rumble now. This little piggy's begging for dollars. And this little piggy's breaking down wow. Every week we recap explode. Tune in for this little piggy show. Oh, this little piggy ain't missing a thing. Just sit back, laugh, and watch the king.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to this little
Look
piggy.
at the
Free hair.
guy. Look at old Melty boy. He's got his hair flowing. The locks are a-drifting. It looks like shit. I mean, let's just call it space. It don't look good. Again, my hair was looking, insane today. So out of respect for the audience at home, I put a hat on. Melton doesn't wear hats sometimes, and he doesn't even do his hair. It's like every other day you wear a hat. And when you don't wear a hat, it's like, okay, at least do your hair. You can't even be bothered. Now, I need people to keep in mind, Melton actually doesn't brush his teeth every day. So it's not shocking that he wouldn't brush his hair. And this is self-admitted. He's admitted that he doesn't brush his teeth on a daily basis, sometimes not even once a week. Pretty scary shit. But he's letting his freak flag fly and just going hatless here on today's program. Let's hear him out.
Hair falling. Welcome to this little piggy, a show, a roundtable discussion about Aaron Imholte and the Steeltoe Morning Show. Joining me today are our old pal Moody from this show. You know him from this show. And for the first time, Adam Bush is joining us. Hi, Adam.
Melton introduces Adam Bush and says, for the first time, I'd like everyone to give a round of applause to Adams Bush. Yes. I'm killing it. My hair is out, crushing it. Melton's so self-conscious about his hair, he had forgotten that Adams Bush was actually on this little piggy once upon a time. And we could see Adam looking very Jewish here in this freeze frame. Amongst other things, he looks mad as well. He looks like an angry old Jew, which there's nothing wrong with that. I'm just stating what I'm observing here. I'm observing angry Jews on my screen. And Moody, which Moody's going to act real bitchy. And we're going to watch a little bickering from Adams Bush and Moody go back and forth here, all while Melton's just... seriously, put a fucking hat on, dude. It's so disrespectful to show up like this.
Adam?
What's happening? Not my first time being on this
second
show.
time.
Oh, is it?
Adam corrects him. Not my first time, actually my second time here on this show.
Yeah. I don't know what's going on anymore.
And I like that you saw yourself in the mirror, and the first thing you thought was the hair's got to get fixed. That was the big problem you saw.
Yeah. Well, I can't get rid of the skin.
At first I didn't really like this. I wasn't too fond of this Adams. He's not bad. Not a bad guy. Taking a shot right at Melton, saying, his hair's looks like shit. So again, it's not just me hating on Melton. This is just casual observations. Like, Moody could get away with not wearing a hat. I mean, his hair isn't egregious. Melton's, on the other hand, it's greasy. It's not done. I mean, it looks like he just got done rolling around in, a pool filled with soda, and it's, sticky. Melton's got sticky, greasy hair, and he thinks it's a good idea not to show up with a hat. When every other show, he's wearing a hat. Ones that say feel, ones that say NLOQGTBQ, ones that say Hackamania. So you'll wear... It just... I don't understand it. It's like, why not wear a hat on this day when your hair looks like this? Sticky, greasy shit.
And it gives too much traction.
You may have forgotten the last time Adam was on, we had Gino on as well. And that was a very... No one could speak.
Okay. No, it's no excuse, Moody. It's no excuse. Don't bail out your friend here. Melton should have known. You guys should have done... So how did this who asked Adam to be on the show is my question. I'd venture to guess it's Moody. So Moody, you didn't want to let Melton know? And Melton, didn't you know Adam was going to be on the show? So shouldn't you have done some sort of prep? I don't know. Call me old fashioned.
Okay, so he wasn't on.
Exactly. Yeah.
I guess
that was fucking over everyone. And
well, it was interesting. I had to leave early on that day. And it was planned in advance, but everyone assumed that I was leaving because of Gino, because I just couldn't stand him. But they were wrong. I actually had to go.
It's probably a common thing that happens. Carl will be here, but he'll be late. So please enjoy the first few minutes of the program, yelling free. I know people love to bash Carl for that kind of thing. Anyway, what an eventful week on Steeltoe. And look, Adam, I've been enjoying your commentary over on WATP lately.
All right, let's go to 8:38, just for the sake of time here. I want to tie this show up in a bow quickly here tonight. 8:38, please. Melton's going to get some big old super tips from this Rye God character. And I want to show you a few of them where at least they're 50 plus. Not even a thank you, not even an acknowledgement. You get a super chat for over $20. I mean, well, maybe not 20 because that would be a little ridiculous. If it's 50 plus, I mean, it should be some sort, at least a thank you. I'm not saying you got to completely halt the show. I mean, there is a point where it's act like you've been there before. But I will say, the pushback I do give on that is, if somebody's willing to give you at least 50, the least you could do is, hey, thanks. Hey, thanks. Again, you might not believe me here. I'm going to show you again. No thank yous were ever uttered out of Melton's mouth when getting these large lump sums. Let's listen.
Eat my cool kid club.
Jesus. $255. We've hit the goal.
Right off the bat. Turn off the super tip machine. We don't need any more money. It's over. David Chandler, no more. Come back tomorrow.
Okay, let me move on with the thing, Moody. Jesus Christ. Act like you've been there before. I liked how quickly his mood changed.
And I think Moody has listened, because I had told Moody, or I mean, maybe not directly, but I've expressed a lot here on this show that Moody was basically just a slave to Melton, and he should really embrace the role as... I mean, really, you're the second host on this show, this Little Piggy. I mean, you do all the research, you do all the back-end things, and Melton treats you like his whipping boy, as we just saw there. I mean, he pretty much just bitches and yells at Moody every chance as he gets. Moody, for the most part, takes it, but as of recently, we're seeing Moody gain this confidence that at least I haven't seen over this past year. Moody's gaining some confidence, but it's starting to, encroach and starting to take away from the overall show, where he's just interjecting and trying to be too intellectual all the time. It's okay, we get it, you're smart, I mean, dial it back there, Kiwi. You know, you don't need to be that smart all the time. That's uncool. I don't like somebody who thinks they're that fucking smart, even if you are all the time. Settle the fuck down. You know, go walk it off or something. I mean, I don't know what needs to be done. Take a Xanax. Relax. It's going to be okay. We know you're smart. 1208, Melton's going to get another super tip, a large lump sum. Does he say thank you? Well, I'll spoil it for you. No, he doesn't. He only got 50. So in 4 minutes, makes 305 from this Rye God character. Can't even be bothered to say thanks.
Pie money. So it's said, it's the root of all evil today. But if you ask for a rise, it's no surprise that they're giving none away.
Stop singing and grind that block, fool.
So I think you're right. I think it's a little bit of him like bragging, like, "Hey, I can stand."
Doesn't even acknowledge that. I mean, he just was given $50. Doesn't even say anything. Just goes right back on talking about what he was talking about. 13-22. Carl's going to come on the show. My clip says instant cuck fest. I don't even know what that means anymore, but let's watch.
Speaking of mocking people with a shit-eating grin, Carl is here, everybody. Hi, Carl.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Oh, thank God. It's been so awkward the whole time when your two best friends meet and they don't know what to do with each other. We've just been waiting for you to show up the whole time.
I know. I'm the mutual friend that makes it comfortable for everyone.
So how do you know Carl? Jesus.
I heard him yelling down the block one day.
He's smiling. You could hear that smile.
Carl, did you enjoy the display of MS suffering that we all had to watch this week?
I agree with everything that Adam was saying about humiliating his friend, and I think he enjoys that. But you guys got to talk about these jumping jacks. These are the
boxing radio SP made me big.
And this is why the super tips, again, I mean, they're so fucking distracting. And I know there's an option where you don't have to let it butt into the show. You could choose to pull up the super tips when you want. But Carl, I mean, just gets onto the show. Now, granted, he should have been there at the very beginning. Or, I mean, they could have pushed the show back 15 minutes to, you know, make sure he was there from the start. Carl gets there, starts to get into something, and then boom, immediately met with an interruption by Rye God, which, again, I haven't heard of thank you. And this man's like, you know, pretty much his whole 401k's into the super tip system already, talking about Rye God. And Melton, he hasn't even acknowledged the fact that he's gotten these large lump sums where he could basically retire after this show. Watch out, distracts.
But you guys got to talk about these jumping jacks. These are the
boxing radio SP made me ban all the haters. I have lost my mind. I'm farting in bathtubs and trying to eat the bubble.
Okay, can I comment real quick about Rod God doing this? He started at 255, went to 150, and now what was that one? 10?
15.
Are you running out of money? Are you running out of money?
So instead of saying thank you, he just taunts Rye God. I mean, that's cool, man. I know when someone gives me 500, I just taunt them and call them broke.
I'm challenging him.
I'm challenging him. I mean, cool bit. Sick bit, dude. Let me challenge my biggest contributor.
Are you running out of money? I'm challenging him.
By the way, this is a shitty bit because no one else is. I mean, Moody painfully smiling through to make it seem somewhat normal that Melton is acting like a fucking child. Carl and Adam Bush. I mean, Adam, look at Adam's face here. Just stonewalled.
Sorry, go ahead, Carl.
The jumping.
Okay, back to the point at hand with Carl. Let's go to 21-36. Melton loves his Discord. I forget what this is even about. 21-36. Where is it at? Here we go.
You're admitting that you found something.
Now, mind you, Melton's never on Discord. He's one of these guys, much like Steeltoe, that says when he's off the show, he don't pay attention to nothing. Meanwhile, he's liking every comment, active on Twitter, engaging, actively into his Discord. We all know this. I've covered this at length. And here's just yet another example.
Thing that maybe showed he was correct.
Also, we don't need to lie about anything.
The troll that's sending him the screenshots from our Discord has to block several people before he gets the screenshot because there's so much other stuff about him that he doesn't want. He doesn't
that's
wanna
fine.
do
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I
that's
just-
what we figured out.
I just don't know. So
again, how would you know this, Mister? I don't even go on my Discord. I'm never on Discord. How would you even know that? Just a little one there. 2810. Carl is cool. Okay, so this I think is pretty interesting at 2810 on this Little Piggy, and I'll tell you why. The other day, and well, not even just the other day, but Melton does this thing where I find this to be a little troublesome. If you do it once, fine. Twice, okay. You start doing it like as a bit every day. What I'm talking about is the rebroadcasting, the stream sniping without being on camera. If there's people that do this, and they can't even be bothered to show up on camera, yet they'll rebroadcast someone else's entire show. I mean, that's just straight up stealing. You're not adding any commentary whatsoever. You're making money without doing anything. I do find a bit of a problem with that. Again, you do it once, you do it twice, whatever. You start. I mean, every time. Well, he was doing it. Ed would go live. I'm not the biggest Chad fan right now, but even still, it's like at least show up. And Chad only does an hour and a half show. Either show up or don't do it at all, because you're just stealing. Carl likes a stealer, though. Carl likes a thief. So I guess, again, by proxy, would actually make you like Chad Zumock, who is, in your words and fact, and Sam Tripoli's words, and all across the comedy community, unanimously known that Chad is a credit card thief. Carl is into that sort of thing. He's into a thief. He likes thievery.
Favorite? Sorry, go ahead, Carl.
Well, I wanted to get into what he was saying about NLO when you were sniping him on Wednesday morning, but go ahead. You could.
No, go ahead. I don't even know what he.
We were playing this on WATP when Adam was on Wednesday, but the chatter in there who's like actual Steeltoe fan. I forget what the chatter's name is, but it's very funny.
Right. Actual Steeltoe wearer.
Okay.
Right?
No, it's like legit Steeltoe fan or something like that, something silly. And they go, hey, just so you know, NLO is sniper. He said someone's sniping this, and they have 400 compared to your 300 live viewers. And Aaron got real excited. He goes, actually, we have 700, and they only have 400. It's over. We beat them. It's a done deal. Even though all you're doing is sniping a stream, you're not even commenting on it or anything. People are,
and that's not a problem to you. I'm just going to do that every WATP episode from here on out. I'm literally going to just rebroadcast it onto my channel. If you don't have a problem with Melton doing it to Steeltoe, it shouldn't be a problem with me doing it to you.
I was literally on my sofa downstairs. I wasn't even in the studio. Like, we were just literally replaying his stream.
And I'm watching through.
I mean, seriously, that should be an arrestable offense. Like, somebody should tag Team YouTube and be like, is this legal to do?
Obviously, and reading the chat, it's hilarious what everybody's saying about him. And he counts that as a W, that there's 400 people watching him through your channel clowning him while he's doing his show.
Well,
okay, I mean, I get it. It's not a win for the toe whatsoever. But I will say, the contrarian in me says, even though it's not a full-on win for the toe necessarily, you still, if Melton's not on screen, you're just watching Steeltoe, unironically. Yeah, you're putting in funny chats in the comment section, and yeah, Melton is making super chat. Okay, Melton will get his there. I'm not saying it's not a win for Melton either, but you still have people watching Steeltoe without any commentary. So it's just Steeltoe. So yeah, I mean, in theory, whatever Steeltoe's audience is, add the NLO audience into that, and it's just basically that's how many people you have watching Steeltoe. Now, again, if Melton's on screen, that all changes, in my opinion.
My fans had sent me his goal in the first 30 minutes of the show. They like gave me money through super chats and stuff, and I tallied it up, and we hit his goal while he was still $25 in. And then hours later, after the whole Johnny standing and everything, after all that went, and he finally hit his goal with 10 minutes left of the show in overtime, by the way, that's when he finally knocked it out. Because he got down to, I don't know if you remember, he was like, we're 14.20 away from the goal. He said at one point, we're $1.60 away from the goal. This is how granular he's getting in his fundraising now.
No, he's been doing this, Mel. I mean, for a guy who covers Steeltoe every day, I mean, how is it that you're just coming to this realization that Steeltoe is literally counting the cents of every dollar. He's been doing this for like 9 months. I mean, where have you been? Don't you watch this guy every day? Or has the grease in the soda gone to your brain? I mean, what is going on here? Steeltoe, you'll never believe. Steeltoe's actually, it's so granular. He's counting cents. If he's 160 away from it. Yeah, I know. We've watched that transpire before. I mean, what? 41, there's a few more. 41.56. This is where it starts to kind of get good, or better anyway. At 41.56, Moody's going to take a shot for no reason whatsoever. Maybe because he just doesn't like Adam's kind, Adam's people. Nerds, that is, not Jews. Nerds. Which is funny because Moody is one himself. But anyway, that's neither here or there. Out of nowhere, Moody's going to take this shot at Adam's Bush.
People have to admit they're adrift and rudderless in this as a career, as a person.
It is interesting because there is also a parallel because Adam, like, you mark off the same prerequisites that they have, where it's like you've got the biggest gig that you've had is like in the past, like quite a few years ago.
Where are we going with this?
And now you're on WATP. Like, so like,
should I tell him to fuck off, or do you want to? Adam?
Right.
Please, Carl.
But like, no.
Adam don't like this because prior to this, they're comparing Chad, they're comparing Steeltoe and Opie as guys who, you know, used to be on the radio, used to have really good jobs, and then now, I mean, they're barely getting by, and then literally lumps in Adam as one of these guys. Now, whether that's actually supposed to mean something coming from Moody or whether it's just a joke, Adam don't take too kindly to that. I wouldn't be shocked if we never see Adam Bush on this Little Piggy ever again. And if we do, I mean, I'd be shocked if Moody was on while Adam Bush was also on. I mean, this was unnecessary, in my opinion, from Moody. I mean, you got, you know, Melton laughing at you, you got Carl laughing at you, and it's like, I thought we were all laughing at Steeltoe here, but now you're coming at me for no reason? What did I do to you?
And now you're on WATP, like in the pod.
Look, he's doing the pod. Watch Adam Bush here. I mean, body language is everything. Look how uncomfortable he's getting. He's doing the podcaster's bounce. When somebody's uncomfortable, they do the bounce and typically stare, either left or right. It doesn't have to be, any specific direction, away from the camera.
It's like quite a few years ago.
Where are we going with this?
Podcaster bounce, look down,
and now you're
look right.
on WATP.
Now his hand's on his chin. Now he's focused. He's fixated. He's thinking all the ways he could slit Moody's throat in his sleep without anyone ever batting an eye.
so like
this Adam Bush, look, he might look like a dork nerd, but I could tell he's an assassin. Anybody with that big of a nose, really, is a ninja at night. Nerd by day, ninja by night.
Should I tell him to fuck off, or do you want to? Adam?
Right.
Please, Carl.
But like,
No, go on.
Fuck me, right? But like, seriously, like there's.
He's squinting now. Look at the daggers Adam is shooting at Moody, and Moody knows he's fucked up. And look at Melton. Melton is sweating, like literally. Melton is dripping sweat, perspirating.
You're saying that these people's like biggest achievements are in the past, and the lol counters comes from them hanging on to that and not being able to let go. How did you not go down that same path? Like, did you make a conscious decision, or is it a normal thing that people go down to not have to go through that?
Well, how about this? First of all, go fuck yourself. Second,
Wow, there it is. Pissed. Adam is livid.
Go down to not have to go through that.
well, how about this? First of all, go fuck yourself. Second of all,
fair enough.
I think it's what Melton was just saying, that they lucked into this job, and instead of being like,
now Adam being kind of a beta cuck, that's really the best we're going to get. He's going to take a shot later at Moody, but for the sake of the show and his pal Carl, and now he knows Carl and Melton are now seriously, the best of friends. He don't want to get into it with Moody right now. He said what he had to say. Some of these explanations, though, are pretty insane. Let's watch.
How lucky am I? I better fly right, do a good job, and shut the fuck up. They went, I knew it. I knew I was a superhero and everything was coming to me, and then they just relaxed.
Yeah,
you know?
took it for granted. You're right.
Yeah.
I was never a celebrity. I wanted to be an actor. I wanted to be an artist, and that's
I want to be an actor. I want to be an artist. I mean, that's pretty gay, dude. That's pretty fucking gay.
what I focus on, and as long as I'm still doing that,
I like it.
I'm happy, and I'm lucky enough that I can work in television. I can do things like this that I like, and they make me happy. I do what I enjoy, and because I've been doing it since I was so young, similar to John, I can have longevity. When you're a character actor, when you can do a bunch of different things, when you've been consistent at it. John jumped every ship he had, burned every bridge. I'm willing to take smaller gigs. Just because I was a series regular doesn't mean I have to be one on every gig. I just like working. There are shitty TV gigs, and there are awesome podcast gigs, and there are awesome TV gigs and shitty podcasts. And it's just however I choose to spend my day, and I'm lucky enough that I get that freedom.
I think the mindset you're talking about is what keeps doors open as well. I think if you asked Anthony Cumia
so he finds a way to bring it back to Cumia, shocking.
year ago, or even a few months ago, if he'd ever be back on radio again, he'd be like, no. But like, because you keep doing what you enjoy, and because you don't get lost in obsession with that, like whatever's happened to Opie, where he's like, I could never work for that. I could never do that. Like, I like, no, I need this. And it's like, okay, what you've done is alienate yourself from not only everybody in the industry, but all your personal relationships as well. And you spiral into this bitterness vortex that he's not able to take stock and be happy of the things he's achieved and has. Again, he has a family. He has children. He has millions of dollars. He has gorgeous properties. He lives in the greatest city on earth, and he's never able to sit in it and enjoy it. It's constant discontent, I guess is what I would call it. And you heard him talk about it this week where he said, like, I got 5 or 6 more years before I burn through my money. So anything could happen. And it's like the fact that you think that you're going to get another pop like Opie and Anthony soon is insane. It's like, be able to just appreciate what you had and be like, hey, that was a once in a lifetime moonshot and I did it. And
here's what they all have in common. None of them like their job. None of them.
Basically, Cumia good, Opie bad, Opie sucks. Again, I'm team Opie all the way. Fuck these guys. 4835 just says the excuse to continue to be cheap. I forget what this is about. Oh, I think this is Carl talking about the reason why he don't need good cameras. Not Steeltoe. I can't wait for that. Studio Steeltoe, am I right?
Broadcast in 1080p. 1080p is plenty for anyone. It's not. Sometimes I'm streaming stuff from a friend's Plex server and I'll put it on 480 because it's not streaming correctly because the guy lives in Europe and I'm streaming stuff. I can still enjoy a film.
We're ugly talking heads. We don't need 4K. No one's asking for that.
We're ugly talking heads. We don't need 4K. To me, that's just an excuse of being cheap. Okay, maybe not. 4K is a bit insane. 1080p, which, I mean, if you go to this show, I think it's in 720p, so they're not even broadcasting in 1080p. I don't know. Maybe it's not that big of a deal, to be honest with you, but it's just their excuse. They always have some excuse as to why they can never. Again, Carl, to a guy like Carl, to be making the kind of money that he does, and to have a setup as bad as he does, I mean, something needs to be said there. I'm not saying you have to buy $10,000 worth of camera gear and another $5,000 worth of audio gear. No one is saying that. But I mean, do a bit better. The fact that you still have ring lights lighting your studio is a bit ridiculous. It's a bit ridiculous. Do better. Hold your hosts to a higher standard. It's insane, man. It's insane. Especially if they're making that kind of money. There's no excuse. I want to get through a couple of these quickly. 5854. They're watching Steeltoe at the beginning of the week talk about his delusions of grandeur about building this studio, to which maybe this is a thing. Melton's going to reminisce about a time he's picked up some guys to do some work for him. Now, I don't look. I've been to the place he's about to mention here quite a bit in my day. I've never seen what he's about to describe. Now, maybe I'm not looking at the right places. Maybe I'm not in that business. Just hear him out, and then I'll discuss.
Shit. And I got to start thinking about that. McBuster's says it takes an hour to set up and paint, you lazy shit. That's not it. I don't want a mismatched basement. It looks terrible.
Also, paint the whole basement. I'm not even kidding. I've literally done this where you go down to Home Depot and you grab 3 guys who are waiting out there for work and you bring them to your house.
And why are you talking like this?
And you grab 3 guys who are waiting out there for work and you bring them to your house and you pay them $25 an hour and you have the paint for them and they do it. They know how to do it. It takes them an hour to do it. It's like hiring movers.
So you're saying go to Home Depot and just find 3 guys that are just standing outside looking for work? Melton, this isn't fucking, Go Rabbit, or what's the fucking app? This isn't the Hood. It's Home Depot. People aren't just looking for people. I don't know about you, but when I go to Home Depot, I'm going there with this any store, not just Home Depot for that matter. That would be like saying, Melton's almost putting it like, just go to like Walmart, find the local cashier or the local guy in, the gaming department. Look for people there. Tell them to, come back. I got, $25 an hour to hook up a PlayStation. You know what I mean? How ridiculous of a concept. When I'm going to stores and establishments for things, I'm not standing around looking for people who might need a job. First of all, what are you doing? Second of all, I mean, you're the last person I want to hire. 3 random fucking goons from Home Depot standing around on a Wednesday. Yeah, those 3 amigos are the people I want painting my basement, coming into my house. Imagine. But Melton's claimed he's done this. He's been to a Home Depot. He's picked up 3 guys. They all jerked each other off in one big circle jerk sesh. Went back, ate some Domino's pizza, painted, Lord only knows what. And then went on their day. I mean, seriously, are we really supposed to believe this happened? Show a video or I don't believe it. Show proof that you hired 3 guys at Home Depot, paid them $25 an hour. What I venture to guess happened is Melton probably did go to Home Depot, found 3 Mexicans who barely could speak English, and because of his sheer size, probably intimidated them and said he was, like Border Patrol or something. Got them to hop in the car, probably did some weird stuff along the way, and got these guys to work basically for pennies on the dollar. All while he kicked back and enjoyed his Diet Coke. That's what probably more or less happened. We're supposed to believe that Patrick Melton went down. First of all, went to a Home Depot is insane. Second of all, found 3 guys, paid them $25 an hour to paint. Come on, man. Come on, man. That's nuts. 1:13, 1 hour, 13 minutes, simply says Carl, or Cool Story Carl.
Tapped into something. I don't know.
You talk about Opie?
Yeah.
Oh, the other night, and not to make this about Opie, I promise I won't. The other night, Anthony...
Not to make this about Opie, but I'm going to tell you an Opie story right here.
Sent a bunch of people over to watch his stream from Gebhard's, and I was watching...
Gebhard's.
Anthony sent...
Gebhard's, not Gabhard's.
A bunch of people over to watch his stream from Gebhard's.
Wait, was it Carl? Gabhard's? Is he really saying this?
I won't. The other night, Anthony sent a bunch of people over to watch his stream from Gebhard's. And I was watching. I don't normally watch Opie, but I was watching him.
I don't normally. Yeah, okay. Again, one of these guys. I don't normally watch Opie, but basically all my content is Opie related. I mean, get fucked.
And I'm like, holy shit, there's 158 people in here? This is big numbers for Opie. And then you read the chat, and every person.
And then it's just people shitting on him from Cumia. I mean, seriously, that Cumia.
Is clouding Opie in the chat because they all came over from, Anthony sending the link to him.
Cool story, Carl. Cool story. Sick. I mean, seriously, I literally could have went through life with not ever having to hear that story ever in my life. The fact that you brought this up with such a smile, shit-eating grin on your face. I mean, seriously, you guys need to get in a room with Cumia and just play with his nuts and suck his balls already. Or I guess that would be doing the same thing. Suck his dick and play with his nuts. I mean, it all seems to me like that's what you want to do anyway. Oh, Cumia, he can't do any wrong. Why won't you ever bring up the fact that he's bitten women? Albeit a crazy one, but still, you can't just go around biting people. Last time I checked, that was assault. Sending underage chicks MacBook Pros. Not even just underage, not like, oh, she was like 17 and a half. Like she was going to be 18 the next day. No. The self-cutting girl, what I believe was 13, 14 at the oldest. Kumia knew that and was sending this person gifts. And then it came out it wasn't even a chick at all. It was a dude, and he was catfished. Serves him right. And then he took a 17-year-old to prom. None of these people will ever bring that up, ever. They'll all tell you how big of a fucking dork and a dweeb Opie is, and how Kumia is basically the king of radio. Again, show me a clip where Kumia, is knee-slapping funny, and maybe, I'll come around. But until then, until one of the pro Kumia people, if you're pro Kumia and you don't bring up any of his fucking flaws, I mean, you're basically complicit in assault and underage nonsense. You're pretty much complicit in that. Carl, Chrissy, Gino. I mean, everyone. They just, for whatever reason, it just does not ever leave their fucking mouth. Again, Opie is a piece of shit. He's spiraling. He's not funny. He couldn't. Okay, but what about Kumia? I mean, seriously.
Yeah. Oh, the other night, and not to make this about Opie, I promise I won't. The other night, Anthony sent a bunch of people over to watch his stream from Gebhard's. And I was watching, I don't normally watch Opie, but I was watching
Gebhard's.
I'm like, holy shit, there's 158 people in here? This is big numbers for Opie. And then you read the chat, and every person is clowning Opie in the chat because they all came over from, Anthony sending the link to him.
It's the same thing with Steeltoe, but he blocks them all. And
That's cool fucking story, Carl. All right, we got 3 more, I think, or 4 more. 127.52. Again, super tips. Talk about distracting, right? 12752. This is where Melton gets a Matt super tip. And if you know anything about these Matt super tips, they are the most long-winded thing. The most long-winded super tip. I mean, you want to... I mean, seriously, a good way to fuck with Melton is all show. Just send him Matt all day. Long diatribes of Matt talking about, I don't know, the inner workings of how a toilet flushes. I mean, seriously, Melton will never get to anything. No topics will ever be done on another NLO program as long as there's a Matt super tip option. Rest assured. The fact that that's not been utilized yet is beyond me, quite frankly. But he gets this, and he thinks he gets his super tip from Matt. It's $22.90, basically $23, and he thinks it's look at his face. He thinks it's the funniest fucking thing ever. I need you to keep your eyes on Moody, Adams Bush, and stupid dweeb Pine Box studio man with ring lights, Carl. None of these people break or even crack a smile. Because they understand. It's taking away from the overall product. It's dog shit. Nobody wants to hear this. Maybe, at first it was funny. Matt's not even a thing anymore. Oh, we miss Matt, Team Matt. Cool. Be Team Matt on your own time. We're talking about Aaron right now. And until Matt has anything to do with Aaron, from now until the near future, this Matt should be removed from Super Tips. If I were Melton. It's not going to happen, though. Let's watch.
An alloy of iron and carbon with improved strength and fracture resistance.
Now, again, keep your eyes on Melton, how he's finding this to be the most hilarious thing in the world. The other 3 gentlemen, I mean, really, it looked like they're fucking... They just got a phone call, and they're, she just found out their dog just died. Melton is literally... He's... Seriously. So... It's funny, because he's called me wet. Every time I tune into a Blade stream, he's, like, dripping and soaking. Meanwhile, you look at Patrick as of recent, the man, it literally looks like he just took a dive in a pool. Came back, forgot to dry himself. Like, do you own a towel in your fucking house? I mean, seriously. Does a towel exist inside the confines of NLO? Let me know, please. I'm dying to know. I mean, you're drenched, dog. I mean, imagine the stench in that studio. I would pay good money for a moody tell-all, and the final chapter is the stench at the Onion Corp. I would pay top fucking dollar for that. I mean, he's probably letting off farts. We know he don't brush his teeth. Do you think he's putting on deodorant? I mean, people in general smell if they're not putting on deodorant. Plus size folk like Melton. I mean, imagine the BO. That's disgusting. And now he's sweating. His feet probably sweat. His knees probably. Parts of Melton's body would probably leave you shocked if you found out could sweat. Like his left toenail probably sweats. Like normal people like you and I mean, the average things sweat on us. Melton's got things going on. He's got places sweating that he didn't even think was possible. His inner ears are sweating. Everything is sweating. The man is moist, is my point. And it's just, keep your eyes on that.
Compared to other forms of iron, because of its high tensile strength and low cost, steel is one of the most common manufactured materials in the world. Steel is used in buildings as concrete, reinforcing rods.
Look, nobody's laughing.
In bridges.
This isn't half over.
Tools, ships, trains, cars.
Everyone's got their hands
bicycles,
on their face.
Machines.
Embarrassment.
And electrical appliances. Iron is always the main element in steel.
Not Melton. He's
but many other elements may be
I have
present.
a meeting in 45 minutes. Should I?
Stainless steels, which are resistant to corrosion and oxidation, typically are 18% chromium. Iron is commonly found in the Earth's crust.
Adam looks
in the
miserable.
form of an ore.
Carl looks
usually an
antsy.
iron oxide,
I mean,
such
look
as
at this.
magnetite or hematite. Iron is extracted from iron ore by removing the oxygen. Justin Kemble, Issa Troll. The earliest known production of steel is seen in pieces of ironware excavated from an archaeological site in Anatolia.
God, no laughter from anyone else.
Common Kalahoyu.
Melton's now wiping himself. He's literally wiping himself from all the moisture that's perspirating onto his face, and now it's steaming up his glasses. He can't see. I mean, this is insane.
Which are nearly 4,000 years old, dating from 1800 BC.
It reminds me of one of my favorite jokes. I watched a documentary on how ships are made. Riveting.
I see.
Wow, you can cut the tension with a knife. That was a whole segment from this Little Piggy.
Watched a documentary on how ships are made. Riveting.
I see. That's what you did.
It's too long. I'm so sorry.
I love Carl can't even muster up a fake laugh. That's how you know it's bad, Melton. Your boy Carl, Mr. Fake Laugher himself, couldn't even muster up a true fake laugh to bail you out. You sweaty walrus of a creature. I know we call Corey Adam the walrus. Maybe not walrus. Hunchback, that's so easy. Hunchback whale, I mean, that's too easy. Melton's like a fucking hippopotamus. And I know that's like, you just call fat people hippos, but I mean, to me, when I think of a hippo, I think of them being damp, large, and immature. I mean, I don't know. All right, I'll edit that out in post. That was a bad take. But whatever. You can't fucking win them all. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. Wayne Gretzky.
I see. That's what you did.
It's too long. I'm so sorry.
I love the way he's riding.
All right, I think we got two more. 148. Oh, this is where, again, Adam's going to clap back at... Yeah, Adam claps back again at Moody from that earlier comment from earlier on where Moody basically said you're a washed up nothing. I mean, let's be real. Moody basically said, without saying it, you're a washed up, pathetic nothing. doing this Little Piggy, which really gets to nothing. I mean, yeah, we uncover some things, but at the end of the day, it's all nonsense and horseshit. Talking about Aaron Imholte. And here you are with us. And you're supposed to be this actor? Ha! Moody don't respect no Adam Bush. So Adam's been building up a resentment. You could tell. I mean, go back and watch the episode yourself without my commentary. Adam couldn't really get into a groove. He was forcing things, looked miserable the entire time, looked like he'd rather be anywhere else in the world but on this Little Piggy. And he already took a shot at Moody, albeit just a plain fuck you, and then tried to move on. And I forget what he actually says. I just know he takes a little stab at our Kiwi friend, our friend from the land down under. And not Australia either. Anyway, let's watch.
I need to pay my lawyer.
Yes, the camera demands it.
So these are the super chats that the Steeltoe Morning Show makes for the last month. This line here is 200, 400s just up here. And this is the total amount. So it's before the cut is taken. It's 3,321 in the last month. So 70% of that is 2,500.
Generous. 70's being generous.
So Moody just he's trying to break down the super chats that Aaron is making. Okay? I mean, this bit has been done to death. He's trying to break down the super chats Aaron is making, and he's like, oh, they've only made $2,500. And I don't know what accent this is. He's only made, so where is the other money coming from? I cannot find it in my Tesla. And it's like, okay, did you remember to add in Venmo, Rumble Rants, Super Chat, or Super Tips, or not Super Tips, memberships, PayPal's, Cashapp's, Streamlabs, V-Bucks. This is just, what this website is just adding up super chats, and that's it. But that's not how Aaron makes his money solely. And he's got like 27 different revenue streams. I mean, really, Aaron is like a full-blown entrepreneur. He's utilizing all the platforms. So Moody goes on this long diatribe of, if you carry a 1 and add a 0, and then, remove the 6, we are left with 2,500 after YouTube's take of 30%, then, and Adam Bush ain't looking too thrilled, ain't looking too impressed over it. And this is why you never want to be the smartest man in the room. Or we get it, Moody. You can add and divide and subtract, whatever. You want this school. Awesome. Congratulations. You don't always have to show us how smart you are. It's not a good look. And I don't even necessarily dislike Moody. I'm just trying to look out for you, kid. You never want to try to come off as the smartest man at all times, because you're not. Nobody is. Adam's picking up on this. Look at his face. He looks miserable. Let's watch.
Because if you do it to Apple, it's more.
Let's be generous. It's $2,500, and he makes.
Sounds like a Stewie.
If every goal is hit, he makes $10,000 a month. So there is $7,500 coming from Rumble and PayPal, supposedly, if he's knocking out these goals.
Is there anything like this that tracks Rumble earnings yet?
No, not that I know of. But
Adam,
it's not looking good.
Thanks for that chart. We definitely couldn't have just heard that. That was really good.
Wow. Got him. Oh, on your face, Moody. On your fucking face. Now, look, you're going to try to clap back with something. This ought to be good.
It's not looking good.
Thanks for that chart. We definitely couldn't have just heard that. That was really good.
I like to show. I like to show.
He took the shots at you. You get him.
Yeah. That's fair. I'm not going to fight back. You got me. I was rude before.
It's cool. Just keep cutting everybody off. Everybody loves it. The point is
wow. Oh, and Adam is, he's doing some like extra bouncing. He's really trying to find a groove and go back and rewind this episode you're watching right now here at Win by 2. Tell me how many times I've bounced on my show. And I'll pay you 100 for each bounce. My point is, you won't find any. Adam, yikes, man. All these guys bouncing. It's like they either are like letting ones rip, they're farting, they're pooing, they got a dildo like sticking. Something's happening with these people. Or they're just really, Aaron is rubbing off on these people so much where they're actually mirroring Aaron, and it's nuts. Nerds of a feather flock together. Remember that.
Just keep cutting everybody off. Everybody loves it. The point is that
Look, we got a Moody bounce. We got an Adam bounce.
Thanks, Moody. Looks like another win for the toe.
whatever he's making and however much he is depriving his kids of whatever they need, I don't think it matters. I think as long as in this...
Wow, Moody, you just got bitched out by a geek. How does it feel? How does it make you feel? I mean, you're pretty much less than a human being right now. And I'm just kidding. Not that crazy. But, I mean, seriously. 2 hours. Okay, so Carl is about to check out. And then this is the last little clip we're going to watch here on tonight's show. I know. Thank fucking Jesus. It's over. Kidding. No, but it is. 2 hours. Carl's checking out, and he's going to be plugging this DabbleCon event that's happening. And what he's going to plug is actually, they were kind of going over some of it today on Point Dabble Point. It's the Kate Meany Tapes Part 19. Isn't everyone thrilled? We're going to be listening to Kate Meany seducing Stuttering John again. How exciting. That Kate Meany, she's a real trickster. You guys drug out this bit for over a year. I mean, wasn't the Kate Meany tapes last year? I mean, what the fuck is going on? This is your selling point to your live show, by the way? I mean, okay. I mean, maybe some people really love, I mean, it just goes to show you, some people really do just love anything anti-Stuttering John. Stuttering John hasn't been online for like 2.5, maybe 3 months. And these people are still doing entire, like, episodes and live gigs based around Stuttering John, and bits from last year now are being recycled into this year. And again, no one is saying a fucking word. I don't know why. I don't know why. I mean, not even the Mud Shark himself has spoken up. I'm literally the only guy who goes after all of these guys. You're not, Chad. Open your fucking eyes, Shark. I'm literally like, I'm such a rebel. I'm like the only guy that goes after all. You're not, Chad. You're not. I mean, what are you doing? You don't even know the abbreviation to Florida. You fucking retard. I mean, let's be real. But Carl's big selling point to this Point Dabble, or this, not Point Dabble, Point Dabble.com or whatever the fuck, is the Kate Meany tapes. And then Adam Bush, my only gripe with Adam's Bush here is he makes this argument. And this has always been my gripe with Carl, is how you had so many people ask you, hey, man, look, we have Steeltoe here. When basically, I mean, I was like the only one covering him at the time, back in 2023, early 2023. Even prior to that, people were going up to Carl and saying, hey, man, look, I think we found something here. You're the show that covers all shows and critiques all shows. Here's this guy, Steeltoe. He's begging. He's got this wife. There's 2 stupid, dumb, dolt Minnesotans. Surely you could, whip a 30-minute segment up out of these 2. And Carl said, no. These guys do a fun, quirky show. They're not going to be on WATP anytime soon. And then, the rest is history after that. We all know where that went. My point is, the second I laid eyes on Steeltoe, if you have... Look, I know Carl. I talk a lot of shit about Carl, Melton, a lot of these guys on the screen here. I know they're not that stupid. And I know the first time, because for me, the first time I saw Aaron, maybe not even the first time, I'll give Carl the first 5 times. And I wouldn't say the first time for me either, because when I first originally found Steeltoe, it was live in the mornings. I at the time was doing a lot of driving in the mornings on a commute. So I would try, I wanted to watch something. Well, I usually watch podcasts in the morning or wherever I was going, but I liked live things better. And Steeltoe was basically the only thing that was popped up into my feed live at the time. So I was like, okay, what is this? And again, after the first week of watching and realizing all they do is beg, and really that's it. I mean, there's nothing else. I mean, the same thing has been true today as it was 3 years ago when I first found Steeltoe. My point is, you can't be a guy like Carl who critiques all the shows and then come across Steeltoe, watch them for an extensive period of time, and then be like, you know what, they still do a fun show. It's because, again, I'll tell you why. It's because Aaron at the time sort of had it in with Compound Media, was Team Cumia, was friends with Carl's mutual friends. So therefore, it's like, we can't go after our team, basically. We have an unspoken rule. It's our team. And I'm here to tell you, man, if a show sucks, a show sucks. You guys could like the same people, but if a show sucks, if a segment sucks, if a host is terrible, why are they immune to ridicule? Because you guys both have an obsession with Anthony Cumia? I mean, that just makes you out to be more of a bitch. So it's just insane. So Adam Bush, what he's going to do here is basically explain. Chad brought up, and this is what I will give Chad. Chad had brought up a point the other day is he doesn't like flip-floppers. Flip-floppers? Doesn't like sandals. He would rather prefer shoes. No, Chad doesn't like flip-floppers in the sense that if you like somebody or if you dislike somebody, if you like somebody and then all of a sudden dislike them because it's cool to do and trendy to do, to Chad and a lot of other people, it just seems disingenuous. He's not wrong. And that's what my always thing has been with Steeltoe. It's like, you can't tell me you watch, anyone, you've seen Steeltoe before anyone started really like getting into him and said, this is an actually good show and we're just going to lay off. You can't tell me that. And Adam's going to make the argument, well, people are allowed to change their minds. Yes, they are. You're not wrong, Adam, either. But when it comes to Aaron Imholte, a guy like Aaron Imholte who's been working on buying up and saving enough money to buy a camera for the last 3 fucking years, after day in and day out, he begs and 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 begs begs and 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 begs begs. You can't tell me you saw that. I was like, this is actually pretty cool. This is dope. This is sick. Because then I would chalk you up to be a fucking half-witted Nimrod. Much like Aaron, by the way. Anyway, listen to that. I don't know why I got on that diatribe. Oh, I know, because these people are idiots.
House from Florida with the Uncle Rico Show and Who Are These Podcasts next weekend. And we have some shows where we do behind the paywall because we have Kate Meany talking to a very horny and a very desperate stuttering John.
Now, again, we already have seen this, so I felt like I was watching a rerun. Didn't this already happen?
Didn't know he was being taped, and we have the calls. We'll be playing them.
I know. You also had the calls last year at DabbleCon 2. I mean, what?
And you can hear them, dabblecon.live. Thanks, guys.
Thanks,
Adam,
guys.
you have to go, or can you stick around?
Thanks,
No. I want to mention something real fast. You can get out of here, Carl. Chad today, he said that nobody has the right to make fun of Aaron and Steeltoe because there was a previous time where people had said something nice about him. And then he was playing clips of Kumia and Carl saying nice things about Aaron and saying this is, hypocritical.
It is.
Flip-floppers. They
Chad ain't
have
wrong.
no moral compass. How can you change your mind about someone? What I love about what you do, Melton, and this whole world is I love the over-analyzation of just stupid shit as if it's important and getting down to the minutia when it could be spent on anything that would be actually helpful. The idea that it's like it's punk, it's like it's so wasteful to spend all this time arguing about the difference between $13 and $150, but I love it. That's really funny to me. So when this morning show of him and April that felt like a morning show was covering Stuttering John, I was like, oh, that's funny. Like
No, it would never felt like a morning show. It always felt like a telethon. It always felt like that because that's what it's always been, you retard. And I like you, Adam Bush. So this is not personal. It's just frustrating to hear this because then it's like, oh, yeah, this is the reason why. This is the excuse as to why we didn't make fun of Steeltoe at first. Steeltoe has always sucked. I'm not telling you anything you haven't really known, but some people, they need to make an excuse because they didn't catch it in the beginning. And furthermore, again, not to mention, Aaron was in with Compound. And I forgot about this, but Aaron was also making fun of Stuttering John and Chad, which if you're in that world, in the Compound world, around Carl, WATP world, who do they make fun of? Chad, Opie, Stuttering John. You make fun of them, and you do a little ball washing of Cumia. This is pretty much the message, antithesis of tonight's ep. You do a little bit of that to Anthony Cumia, and you're in. You're in. And Steeltoe was in. So therefore, he wasn't made fun of in the beginning by a lot of these people. I mean, it's so disingenuous that you would even use this as an argument.
But that's...
It's not like Steeltoe was a great show and then, like, along the way, lost his way, and then, you know, money being hard, so now all he's doing is... It's always been this show. I mean, what?
Really funny to me. So when this morning show of him and April, that felt like a morning show, was covering Stuttering John, I was like, oh, that's funny. Like, I don't really like watching it, but I like the idea that it's this chirpy morning couple and this pretty woman and they're, you know, talking about what John did today. That's really funny. Then, as this thing unraveled before us, it became the most addictive, unbelievable, sensational story that when I'm describing the Dabbleverse and all this shit to people, it's the only thing they'll immediately get hooked on and go, I can't believe that couple did that and broke up in real time, and you got to watch it while they were claiming everything was fine. And now it's a news story, and for Chad to say that we are weak because we were interested in that and changed our mind.
No. See, now you're changing the argument. You're changing the argument. Not why Chad said you were weak because you liked them, or you thought it was fascinating that they got arrested. Chad's point, and this is me coming to the aid of Chad here. Chad's point is kind of what my point is. Anyone who watched Steeltoe ever in the beginning, before like the extensive coverage, knows that the show has always been dog shit since day one. And again, I'll give you a month. After a month, you realize it's basically just him begging for money and not doing anything. There's no really substance or sustenance in his show. It's the same thing. Extract money from the listeners, put none of it back into the show, do the bare minimum as far as prep goes, quote unquote prep goes, and package that and try to fucking, sell it for, retards. I mean, that's what it was from day one. That's what it is today. Now, the only difference between then and now is he's a lot more pathetic and he's a cucked individual. But as far as the show goes, the show is basically the same. Remove April, remove Corey, remove the co-host. That's it. So again, it's not that, you're going to get mad and say we have no moral compass because we liked and we found it interesting that they were arrested and that's why we're hooked on it. And that's not what we're saying. Clean your fucking ears. Be like Sam Tripoli and clean those fucking ears, bitch.
Is insane.
Sorry, I didn't mean the bitch. I didn't mean to call you a bitch just there. It's just kind of what came out after. But it's just like, come on, man. I know you're not dumb. You got books behind you. You're a smart, studious guy.
It's okay to change your mind about people.
Also, like, as they say, things change, Mox. Like, Chad can't imagine things changing because he has been and will continue to be a wet.
Okay, but what does that have to do with anything? Again, you're not wrong. Things do change, but what does that have to do with anything?
Brained loser criminal. So when I found Steeltoe, and I still admit this, it was a Minnesota cornball radio couple that was able to do radio and talk about the news and traffic and the local mall closing. That's what they talked about. Just dumb local.
Yep. Okay. And so, like, you see, you need a contrarian on the show because otherwise you guys just exist in what is called an echo chamber. And you'll never honestly get to anything or make any sort of ground with just always agreeing with each other. It really is despicable, disgusting behavior. But ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. This little piggy has made it to YouTube. This little piggy's on Rumble now. Yikes, man. Yikes. What a performance here tonight. Thank you to everybody who stopped by. It's going to do it for us here tonight. Thank you. Thank you. Come again. Thank you. Come again. I don't know when the next show will be. Sometime this week, I think. Not all that sure. Thank you for everyone who stopped by. Hit the like on the way out. I'm trying to get more. Sorry, I'm trying to scroll down here. Trying to get in a bit of a more of a routine until we're back at Studio A, of course. So just bear with me. We'll be flying by the seat of our pants until we are back. And, we'll be trying to do at least 2 shows. Wow, I'm like ducking underneath the camera view. I haven't even noticed that, but whatever. Thanks for stopping by, and thanks to everyone who contributed on today's show. Helped keep the lights on. We do appreciate it. If you're watching this back, links are in the description if you want to contribute further. Venmos, Cash Apps, PayPals. It's all appreciated. It all goes back into the show one way or another. Sorry, I just got an update. Oh, fuck. Did I just end the stream? Okay, cool. Okay. Might end it. What is going on, man? Fuck. All right, before I blow up the computer here, it's been a blast. Thank you to everyone. If you missed tonight's show, go back and watch it. I'll be, I think, taking it down to edit out the music, but then it'll be back up, I think, for everyone. Maybe I'll just do put it out there for members. Oh, no, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I think tonight went remarkably better than the other night, dialing in all this equipment. I mean, seriously, I've been working. I have newer equipment here at Studio K, so I'm working. Trust me, I'm working effortlessly to make this sound and look presentable. But thank you for stopping by. We do appreciate everyone. You know what to do. Stay fucking black. Tom Chillstrom takes us away every time. But I don't have the drop, unfortunately. So just imagine Tom Chillstrom's drop right now in your mind. Everyone, on the count of 3, go. And scene. Thank you, Tom. Thank you, Tom. And thank you to everyone. K. Murph says, Taxman won't let go of $20. And you got that right. Even Dork Carl told this guy to ask for his money back when he sent in a long K Matt tip. And then K. Murph goes on to say, Melton has Egyptian cotton towels. His wife makes $1.5 million a year. No shit. I didn't know that. That true? Melton's wife makes $1.5 million a year. That's insane. Thank you to our mods today. I think K. McDuck and Jeff Closer. Round of applause for your mods. Thank you, mods. If I could only just scroll down on this fucking chat. I mean, it's the only thing I don't like about Restream is I can't fucking see the chat. Great show. Thank you, A. Thompson. Thank you so much. I just saw something that said buttery. Waiting on the chat to pull up on screen. Ari, let's see. Schminks. What has he done? A couple Buffy episodes? I don't know who you're talking about. Oh, Adam Bush. Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Adam Bush, I think it was, I'm pretty sure that's what you're talking about, was in Buffy the Vampire Slayer, a few eps, and now is like, holds himself, he puts himself in the same, playing field and pedestal as like Robert De Niro, or it's like, settle down, guy. I mean, you're like barely like an extra. I mean, let's be real. But, for whatever it's worth. Happy New Year. Make sure to say Happy New Year to your loved ones, because you never know. Today could be your last day. And then it's like, you never got to say Happy New Year one more time. And again, Happy Mega Month. We'll be celebrating the just month, whether we do April clips, whether we pull some April clips, in shows coming up. We'll be celebrating April in all her glory holes throughout this month. So shout out to April Anderson / Mhalt. That's why we're all here today. Thank you, April. You've been far too kind. That'll do it for me. I've been your host, Blade John. I have many other names. Many other fucking names as well. But, call me Mr. Blade. That'll suffice. Thank you. And stay black, like Wesley Snipes in the movie Blade. I mean, talk about black. talk about black. Guys, it's been great. Have a good night. Stay safe. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.